Yo, you tuned in to Gorilla Cross Radio.
Yo, what's up, and welcome to Unnamed Sports Show, live right here on Gorilla Cross Radio, streaming live on GorillaCross.com and the Gorilla Cross app. Make sure you don't download that app for free 24-hour radio station right here. Broadcasting live from Las Vegas on Fremont Street. I'm your host, Quan59, in the building. Josh is already wearing Monique.
He was wearing it when I came in.
You already know.
But
I'll explain.
He got some stuff to say. He's going to change the subject all day. Just in time, Josh Williams in the building. What's good?
How's it going? I'm already ready to turn the page.
Wow.
It's baseball season. Yep. Turning the page. Ready.
Yeah, we'll talk about the Super Bowl today. Baseball season is coming up in October, so we'll be talking about that in September.
Negative. It comes up in 8 days.
Wow.
8 days it begins.
Way too soon.
Wow.
You know hashtag too soon? That's what baseball is every year. Hashtag too soon. Got my man Dave Nobles in the building coming off his frostbite. Whew. How was that?
Cold.
Cold.
Way too cold. I'm not built for that.
Colder than 21 Savage. And my man Steve Hollywood Huff in the building wearing that Celtic green. It was actually the other Boston team that won yesterday. But you're sticking with the dynasty of Boston. What's good?
I clearly should have had a drink before I came to deal with y'all today.
Whoa.
Good time.
The hate, Steve.
The hate you give.
Wow.
The hate y'all giving.
Wow.
It's ridiculous.
Y'all, you people.
Oh no, don't do the you people.
He did that to me.
I said
He
y'all.
said y'all like white people.
What?
You just lost a viewer.
You lost a viewer.
You lost a
You're
radio
sitting in
host.
that dark right seat.
You are too, Steve.
I'd like to speak to your manager. Who runs that? Who runs this network?
I am the manager and the owner. Oh, well, see.
I want to speak to your manager.
that also is me.
I'm going to keep moving up until there's a white person involved.
Oh, okay.
Who owns the building?
He is white. Oh, that's a problem. I have no recourse.
Well, the W
That's
word.
what I thought.
I usually get the W word after that.
What's the W word?
Can't say it on air.
Is it W-I?
Oh.
Yeah. I've been called that
wow.
many times in my life.
I believe
Wow.
that. You're thinking too hard.
I'm
thinking too hard.
I'm
wow.
like, come on, Josh.
Wow.
Many times.
Really?
I got a text.
By wait, well, yeah, really,
white
right,
people.
yeah. By other white
By
people?
white people, yeah.
Oh, I'm sure.
Is that something that white people do?
No, not normally.
Oh,
No,
okay.
they do that
Not a common occurrence.
to white people that have black friends and hang out in
Interesting.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
rap.
If they're not into the,
I hate you.
it's
So
true
much.
though.
Yeah.
Oh my.
It is true.
It's sad.
That's unfortunate. Quan.
Racism everywhere.
The hate is illogical.
The self-hate is the worst.
Thanks, Black Spock.
Wow.
Not Black Spock. Oh.
I can't deal with
Live
you.
long and boogie.
That's what we do.
That's terrible.
Wow. Well, we are here today, the day after the Sunday nap.
The Sunday night.
That was the worst Super Bowl of all time, and we're going to discuss that.
Oh.
Okay, it wasn't?
No,
Okay.
not for me. It wasn't.
Okay. We will get into that because in my lifetime, from all the Super Bowls I've been watching, and we could talk about how great the defense was, which it was cool. It wasn't a great defensive game. I think it was really bad offense. Jared Goff is a very mediocre quarterback, and he showed it yesterday.
He is though.
He is. He's
Under
a very.
pressure, under pressure,
Oh.
he's
He's very
actually
mediocre.
subpar.
Yeah. I'll
You know
agree
the-
with that.
You know, the only times
Okay.
he looked good was when they went no huddle.
All
When they
right.
went no huddle and he wasn't worrying about things, he actually looked like a decent quarterback.
Okay. So let's
Go in, baseball boy.
Let's because I this is the only way I get back to to moving forward and turning the page.
Yeah, we got to talk about what just
I
happened.
have to get through the rest of it. So okay, number 2 scoring offense in the league. I think he almost had 5,000 yards. Now he's mediocre. He's trash.
He was mediocre once Cooper
no,
Kupp went out.
come on. Well, okay, that's a lot of quarterbacks. There's only a handful of quarterbacks
That
that
are
you take
mediocre.
that you take away their best receiving option, and then you're like, all right, figure it out.
But I
There's
didn't.
not that
I
many
don't-
of those guys.
I don't think he was mediocre. I said he's bad under pressure.
Okay.
Overall,
He's still young.
he had a good year, but
Yeah.
under pressure, he is subpar.
Sure, okay,
The
all right.
numbers
and
completely
his,
back
and
that
his
up.
numbers bear that out. His quarterback rating
Right.
drops, all of those things. If you can put pressure on him, to your point though, Quan, that the defenses weren't playing well. The defenses were flying from go. Like the level of hits in the hitting, the refs were letting them play.
Yeah.
So the guys actually were getting hit. That was the first thing I noticed was like, oh man, I don't know how long these defenses can keep this up versus these two offenses. And I kind of went away for 30 minutes, came back, and was like, oh, it's still 3-0. All right, well, I didn't miss much.
And I think that's the thing is when you have two defenses, the defenses don't look great unless there's a bunch of numbers to see. So if you don't see the sacks, if you don't see people getting blasted off
Yeah.
of their feet
Then
when they
you
catch
don't-
the ball, then
Can't
that
explain
it's
it.
not necessarily exciting, right? You can't explain why offense is performing poorly.
Sure.
Because when you're watching a football game, when the quarterback drops back, the camera is on the quarterback. You can't see that all four receivers are being covered by
Yeah,
the defense.
that's right.
And he has no one to throw it to. And then when, 4 or 5 seconds goes by, right before he gets hit, he throws a short pass or he throws out of bounds or something. The defense doesn't always get credit.
Well, and to your point, right off of what I just was saying, my point is exactly was that there wasn't a lot of space. People were getting tackled as soon as they caught the ball. So it wasn't like, oh, I'm catching it in stride and I'm getting another 8 yards. There was no yard after the catch yesterday. Everyone was getting hit pretty much 3-4 yards after they caught it. So if he
Right,
caught a
yeah.
little 2-yard pass, he's only getting 5 yards. And so if then the next pass didn't happen, oh, it's 3rd and long again.
Yeah,
and we
I
didn't,
feel
you know what I mean?
So here's my problem with it was a great defensive game. We didn't hear that till after the game. During the game, there was not one person that wasn't bored of the game, why the game was going on. And then after the game, when you see it, you're like, oh, that was a great defensive game. I didn't see many people online in our room saying like, oh, this is a really good defensive game. This is entertaining defensively. Everybody was bored of the game. So that's why, to me, it was a boring game. Good defense or not. Nobody mentioned the good defense until way after the game was over. Everybody was talking about how lackluster the performance was on both sides on the offense. The whole Todd Gurley thing, injured or not, he still is
Still don't
getting in the
know.
game. We don't know what's going on. They won't say anything. I wish they just would. I don't know why it's a mystery if somebody's hurt or not. But we weren't seeing that till after the game, and I think that's my problem with everybody all of a sudden, like the next day, oh, that was a great defensive game. We were bored to death.
I think
Halftime
it's-
sucked.
well-
Everything about that day sucked.
I think it's because also we expected the complete opposite.
Yeah.
Like we didn't even expect like a average game. We expected like 30-something to 30-something. Like, right out the gate, Tom Brady drives down and scores. Jared Goff comes back and scores.
We expected
You know
more
what I
than
mean?
3
Like,
points from
but-
the
Right,
team.
Well,
exactly.
I
Go
think
ahead.
I think that the big thing that held this back is people noticing how well the defense played. It wasn't a lot of tackles for loss or sacks. It wasn't a bunch of turnovers.
Yeah.
It
was
was
just tightly
It was just solid.
contested.
You gained 2 yards. Stop.
That's all you're getting.
It was
Right.
pass breakups. It was just really well played defense, played consistently. So they weren't making huge plays. They were just each team was holding the other team down.
Yeah,
But
as much as they
let's
could.
take golf for instance. Again, I want to go back to golf. He had a couple sacks where
My point will be gone by the time I
well,
want
hold
to
on to
say
it. He
It's gone, it'll be
had a
gone.
couple times where he got sacked where he just didn't throw the ball away when he needed to. That's bad
Sure.
offense. That's not good defense.
Yeah.
That's bad offense. That interception at the end of the game that he had, that was a bad offense. That was a horrible throw.
Whoa,
that was a garbage throw.
No, no, no.
That had nothing to do with
That,
good defense.
but that was that. What? It was a cover zero
he shouldn't have
blitz.
thrown that
No,
ball
no,
like
no,
that.
no. It was a cover zero blitz. They sent more than they could pick up.
Did-
The running back took out the first
It was
man
a
out of the
horrible throw.
secondary. The second man came
I'm not
clean.
saying the defense wasn't good there. You don't throw that ball.
The throw was bad.
Well, I mean,
You don't throw that ball.
That was all he
threw it-
had.
So that's bad offense.
It was third down.
He had enough time to put that front foot down and not throw off the back leg like that.
Did he?
Definitely.
Yeah. Well, at the very least, just put your whole arm into it and get it out of bounds.
Okay. Well, to the point,
Because
that
you're right, it's third down, but you still have fourth
Yeah.
down at the end of the game.
Well, you definitely still can go get a field goal there and keep, just continue to move the game along. To your point before about that it was a boring game and people weren't saying, for me, the reason I didn't get bored was because both these offenses are so high potent. So I was continually waiting, like they only can keep this up for. You know what I
And
mean?
it was a close game,
So
so that made
it was
it
still close.
entertaining
All
at
it took
least,
was the Rams to put
One
one
play.
drive
Yeah,
together,
just one drive.
one play.
Yeah.
Somebody get free for somebody have a brain fart for a hot second. So like for people to say they're
Yeah.
bored, I look at you and I say you're asking for a lot as a fan, because to me, like if I know these teams can score at any moment, I'm on the edge of my seat waiting for that moment. I'm not like, oh God,
And
it's
that's
a trash
right.
game. Like the thing that tripped me out, because I ended up at Caesars yesterday. Like it was so weird to me to see so many Rams and then also Patriot fans like in the food court just walking around. I'm like, your team's in the Super Bowl. This ain't no just normal
Well, just because
day.
they're wearing a jersey doesn't mean they're a fan.
Well, there were a lot that were like, it was like me and my girl, and we got on hats and everything. Like if you were faking it, then
They dressed up for the Super Bowl, which a
Well,
lot of people do.
y'all really faking it.
A lot of
Then.
people
Y'all
do that.
spent a
Super Bowl's
lot
like
of money.
Halloween.
Well, Jesus,
But I think you
pick
also
a team.
you also have to look at it's when you're watching a game like this, because I enjoyed the game until like the end.
Yeah.
Because I
Well,
felt like there was
obviously.
there was a game until about 3 minutes left. When the
Yeah.
Patriots scored that touchdown, it was like, oh, that was it,
Because you knew Goff
But-
didn't have it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, you
And
guys
then-
started driving though.
And then
I
it
thought,
came to right. There was
thought
a
that it might
point
happen.
where there were drives, and it was always like, okay, if we can get a great miracle here and kick a field goal and an onside kick and a Hail Mary, like so little things.
Do you know
right.
how many times the Rams got into the red zone?
Zero.
Zero.
Yeah.
Patriots got in there once.
Yes.
Like I mean, and
Yeah,
that was
That was to win the game.
Yeah.
and that was and that's how the game went. But then you also look at this is how great these teams played. There were very, very few penalties. I don't have the exact number, but there were very few penalties.
I think it was only maybe 11 for the game because the
Yeah, it was
Patriots
like
only
83.
had 3.
Yeah.
And then the last time I saw, because the holding on the Rams,
Yeah.
they only had 8 at that.
But
point.
there were no like pass interference calls. There was no like roughing the passers.
There was
But there was
also-
one horrible
there was
play
one-
at the beginning that
yeah.
would have actually given
Probably killed
Rams
the-
a lot of momentum
Yeah,
because it
probably
would have been
killed a lot of
third
the
and like
momentum.
20 from the 10,
What was that?
where he tackled the guy and they said, what was the call?
whatever it is where he can't protect himself, hitting a
Defenseless receiver.
defenseless receiver. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
that
he
one,
had caught the
He had
he
caught
was
the
the
ball.
receiver.
yeah, that was a
catching the
bad
ball.
call. That I do
Yeah.
remember that one. That,
was a horrible
bad
call.
That was
that,
a bad
that
call.
we could talk about how they like that changed the whole game to me, I think.
Yeah.
That was a
Because
bad
that was
call.
early. Rams would have had great field position because that was third down.
Yeah. Yeah.
They were like on the 10 or 15.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they would have
Yeah.
That
that was-
definitely
Yeah,
bailed
but you
them
get the
out,
Brady
That-
turnover
that-
right
that
after
was-
that.
yeah,
So
yeah.
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 wait.
No.
No,
The
The turnover
interception
happened
was
first.
Yeah, that was the turnover happened the
Sorry,
first
excuse
drive.
me,
I think that
turnover.
was their
Yeah,
second,
yeah.
maybe third.
And then this
That
was
was like
the
their third
yeah, this was-
drive.
Yeah.
because that was the drive they got the 3 points on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was when they got the field goal because that was the drive. Like when it happened, I actually turned to Dennis, was like, so this is how they're giving Brady his first score of
Yeah.
the game, because like it was
Yeah.
like one of those, oh, you don't give them free yards, don't give them free yards. Like if it's gonna be a tight game,
Yeah.
continue it.
Yeah.
But I mean, outside of that, you're talking about one questionable penalty in a game. That's fantastic.
not-
I'm not,
yeah,
yeah,
it's
exactly.
a
I'm not
solid
saying
every other penalty that you saw, because I mean, of course, people's natural inclination when it gets
Yeah.
Patriots, oh, here they go again for him, and then you see it's like, oh
Oh.
yeah, his hand's all inside that face mask.
Right.
You can't not call that.
yeah.
Yeah, it was. I mean, from an officiating standpoint, I think they actually got a lot of stuff right. They did. This game was as good as you can expect for.
They called what
humans
they
to-
saw.
Right. Yeah, and to not have to like, there's no plays where you can go back and be like, oh, see if they hadn't done this or they should have called that or
Yeah.
there weren't much of that.
That
So,
mic is on fire today. You
and
sound
it was-
great.
Well, thank
I'm
you.
just gonna let you know.
Thank you.
It's
Thank you.
like he's like really loud.
We talked about was that Thursday we talked about that? How
What?
he loves that mic.
Yeah,
now?
no, that's what I was saying. I was like, that's his.
You know what?
sexy
It keeps
mic.
him focused. That's why he can't do the normal
He-
Steve
he
stuff.
can't
Start
be
going
over
like
here.
this in that
He can't
mic.
be over here.
No, you should have heard him the other day. He
Oh my goodness, it was.
I barely got to get into that show yet.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
said
Listen,
that a time, but I will be checking it
They
out.
thought his voice was so sexy that there's a girl he brought with him today because she's like, I got to hear that in person.
Yeah.
he brought the wife.
Fan club.
He's on.
I got to hear sexual chocolate in person.
What's up, girl?
Hey, girl.
Hey,
Yeah, I need to find something to do with y'all.
Hey, girl, you want to come to my radio show now?
I'm gonna be the one guy in Boys to Men who really all I do is talk in certain songs.
Hey, baby. This is
Come
Mike.
back to me. Just please come back to me.
Please. This is Mike.
She was my wife way before this show. Just so y'all know.
yes, Steve. Yes, we do know after your beautiful soliloquy of a post that you had about.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't see it.
Oh my goodness, I'm trying to remember half the. Jokes.
Well, it's tough because you got to get through all of
I'll
Steve's
pull it
other
up.
posts.
Oh,
of
don't
hate.
worry. Yeah, that's true. That's
Whatever.
true. I was just saying to myself, hold on, I'll pull it up, and I'm like, wait, this is Steve we're talking about. That
And
might
it's
take
like,
me about 8 minutes into the show.
Hate. Oh, that's really nice. Hate.
Beautiful.
And then Chung got hurt yesterday in the game. Steve
Oh,
was
no.
happy. He
Steve
thought it was
was
an
so
Asian
happy.
guy.
Yeah. You never seen Steve so happy. That's
Till
right.
he realized that he
jumped
was
up
like,
charity.
I didn't care.
Like Steve, he's a brother.
I didn't care that his name was Chung. I was happy that a
my
Patriot went down.
Uh-huh.
That gave
But
us a
it
better
didn't
shot.
hurt the situation.
Yeah, of
for
course
You.
it did.
He yelled, kill them all real quick.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Steve.
That's right. That's what you get for being out there.
that's right. No, that ain't right.
Zargate.
Wow.
I mean,
Oh my goodness gracious.
but it was
Wow.
fun, man. Shout out to Todd who came here at 2:00 this afternoon for the show.
He didn't come at 2.
No, he didn't. He's like, I'm downtown.
I'm already here.
The very last thing I said when I left
Come on,
the
Todd.
party yesterday
Well,
was 4:00.
You should give Todd a shout out for the fact that you constantly invite people to parties at his house. Before he's like Todd has nothing to do with the invite to
You
his
don't
own
have
home.
anything to do with the party.
Steve, you
Nope.
post too much. And that's coming from me.
Whoa.
Wow.
Wow. That's a pot kettle situation right there.
Seriously. If there's ever been one.
But yeah, it was fun, man. We had fun watching the Super Bowl. The game itself, to me, and I want to go around the room. What was the most boring in your lifetime if it wasn't yesterday? Dave, I'll start with you. Listen, I know you have more that are worse, but you have 4 of them. But
No, a boring one is there are definitely more boring Super Bowls just because they're the
maybe
ones
the score
that
of the
aren't.
blowout.
Yeah, it's like, but it's a blowout, but it's not like, like certain blowouts where it's just like a team is scoring so much that you actually stay invested in it. But a game that's like 30-13, there's just nothing there.
Yeah,
for
it's just
like I remember like the Ravens Giants Super Bowl. That was boring. The Ravens, it wasn't like a big blowout or anything, but
I'll be honest, I barely even watched that one.
the Giants
The Ravens Giants. That
Yeah.
one with Kerry Collins.
Yeah.
yeah,
Not
the
a
Giants,
good Super Bowl.
The Giants
Kerry
had
Collins
no
versus
chance.
Trent Dilfer. Just
Yeah.
say that again, and you know what Super
When
Bowl
you
it
saw
is.
And Trey Dilfer played better than Goff did.
I remember
He didn't lose the game.
I was watching it with our buddy Frank, and he saw Ray Lewis come out dancing with like that fire in his eyes. He's like, "Oh yeah, the Giants have no chance today."
He's beating
That
this
deer
case,
antler spray was flowing.
no deer antler at that point.
Not at that point. He
Well, at least
it could have been. Who knows?
Yeah,
deer
there
antler.
was.
There might not have been a test.
There wasn't a deer
I
antler
mean, there
test
was
yet.
already a murder rap, but
Wow.
not a deer antler.
That's what he
spray.
was beating on the field at that point. That was it. Okay. Let's see. She birthed some babies and made me more than a fair share of sandwiches. She works hard and she's pretty good looking. She can read good. Her teeth are straight and clean.
That's important.
She is my boo.
Aw.
Hollywood Steve Huff. The words of a true gentleman. So there you go.
Wow.
There you go.
Wow.
It's digging up my Facebook.
And
post
he
for the
didn't
world.
even like
That was deep too. I had to go back.
and see he didn't even have to like include that in like one of his workout ones where you see like how many reps he did that day.
And how much
He gave
money
it its
he
own
has.
post.
It wasn't the dollar bill one either.
He hasn't been doing those lately.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah, because that comes from an app that I usually like track my workouts in.
Oh.
But I just been like,
Not working out.
no, I've just been not using that app.
Nope, you haven't been working out if you
Haven't
don't
been
post
working
it on,
out.
on social
Hadn't
media.
been checking in. Haven't been doing your check-in.
I check into the gym at home.
I know.
I
We
just
know.
been
Quan.
working out.
I think
like
about
beasts.
go by. I think I might
checks
go
in
by
the
the gym
from
today.
Todd's home.
From Todd's house.
Oh my goodness. But
Hold on, we do have a message.
You could
What?
do so.
The remix on Thursday though was pretty
that
dope.
that was good. You definitely synced that up perfectly without trying.
Without trying. I got lucky.
I'm trying to think. Probably one of the Cowboys Super Bowls. Maybe the Cowboys versus the Steelers. Super
Yeah.
Bowl 30. I didn't care for that one too much.
Dang, Super Bowl 30. We're old.
Yeah, that was 95.
Gosh.
They had
That was That was the Michael Jackson Super Bowl. It was the best part of the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah. See, so that one
back
can't
when
be
the
good.
halftime show might save a Super Bowl.
Man,
The Niners
Okay.
Chargers, the 95.
Stop
I
it.
couldn't remember.
Well, that was
the score.
Chargers
The
had no
score
chance.
was 49
yeah,
to 26.
that wasn't.
but
it
that
wasn't-
game was
Great.
over in like 5
It
minutes.
was beautiful.
Yeah.
That game was over.
No, that game was over before it started.
That was
that game was
that
over
game was
like
boring.
with Dion.
That
on
was the
Thursday.
last great Super Bowl I've seen.
That was yeah. Well, that's
Sure.
That was
was.
amazing.
that's back when you had the mercenary team and Eddie DeBartolo was still involved and
Take
he
the
was
monkey
paying
off my
players under the
back.
table.
Dion caught a ball
He did.
playing some wide receiver.
Didn't he have a pick in that game? I feel like he had it. Probably. I feel like he had a pick.
Jerry
had a lot of
Rice,
picks that year.
That was
yeah.
one of those it really didn't matter games.
Ricky Waters, right?
Ricky Waters.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
49ers team was so loaded.
Yeah, they were good.
They were pretty good.
So loaded that the owner was never allowed to come anywhere near an NFL team again. And you can't debate that because it is factual.
There's other things that happened, but they won. That was a great game.
Oh.
I would say it was
Steve,
a great
what's
game.
your? Oh,
It was a great
you said
performance
that one.
by them.
All right.
What's your worst?
That's
Steve?
the one he said.
That's the
Oh,
one,
that was
the-
your worst? Steve, come on.
The 49ers Chargers. Dude, that
But
was
you're
the most
right, it wasn't-
boring.
I
that
mean,
was
they blew
boring.
him out
Like
from
there
the
was
start.
nothing. There was never a point where you thought,
Was
"Oh, the
that
Chargers got a shot."
Was that
Like,
the last like really big? No. Well, obviously the Seahawks versus the Broncos, where I kept praying that Peyton would pull himself together. At some point.
That might have been the worst one.
That was a bad one. I
That-
enjoyed
that
it. I
It
don't
was a
like Peyton.
blowout from the start.
That one had, but see, that one like it felt like the majority of the game. I felt like how I felt with Tom Brady versus the Falcons. I was like, they better keep doing it because if you let Peyton get his footing, it could be a different story. And they just like kept the hammer down the entire game. But there were like pick sixes in that game. There was that like weird
Yeah.
fumble into the end zone. Like that game had some exciting plays at least. Okay, Quan, who you got?
Oh, it was yesterday.
Oh,
Yeah.
ever?
Ever.
Oh.
I mean, in my lifetime that I've
No,
watched.
I had the feeling
It was boring.
yesterday
And I think because we did expect more.
after the Patriots scored that touchdown was the first time that I thought that the game was over.
Yeah,
Just because
Yeah.
Goff was playing so poorly
yeah.
that I was like and with Gurley not playing, you don't have that game breaker at
That
running
anything
back.
could happen.
Yeah.
It's like they can't come back. They don't have the capability.
I did, however, call the game would be won by 10.
Did you?
I did.
Mm.
I
We'll
said
have to watch-
35-25.
we'll have to hear the,
Did you bet on it?
No, I said 35-25.
Oh, well.
And I did, again, continue to call the opposite.
However,
I went 5-1 with the opposite thing.
did you see somebody got a nice bet with the South Point
No.
that the Rams would score exactly 3 points?
No way.
It was like a
Wow.
$25 bet or something, or maybe $25 or $250 and won $100,000.
Oh, my Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Because who would have thought the Rams were
would
going
have
to
ever
score
bet that?
3 points?
But how is that even a
Those
a
props.
prop bet? It's
Those
like
props,
really.
man.
bro.
You got a prop.
There's
for
a lot of
everything.
props.
Trust
up
There
There's
were a
pages
couple.
of
There, I
props.
know, but
You
there
got
were
a
a couple
5-2
props.
game prop.
I've
Wow.
worked the sports book during Super Bowl time before.
Damn it, I really should have bet.
and
I didn't bet.
there's a bet for almost anything.
Everybody wishes
And-
they would have bet the under because
and
everybody
as-
was kind of
yeah.
on that line, like I don't know.
Well, Super Bowls are one of those games where it's like it really depends on how fast the teams come out. Yeah, I mean if they
Yeah.
because if they come out fast, and
Sometimes.
the
First
the
quarter,
Falcons
first quarter doesn't seem to have much indication, but like by halftime you start
halftime
seeing it.
you yeah
Like halftime, that's when we knew under was coming in. Then like when in the third quarter, it's like, whoa,
Whoa,
this is going to be
way under.
Yeah.
There's no way
yeah.
possible.
They make adjustments at halftime, and then like halfway through the third quarter, you don't see any fireworks. Like that's it.
Yeah.
This is you getting what you get. And,
Ugh,
yeah, that's what
I
we
did
got.
not know about that.
and it
That's
was
pretty good.
and it was a game that could have went either way until 4 minutes left, 3 minutes left.
Well,
Whatever,
the
whenever they ran that
defenses
ball
were
in.
keeping
Like, yeah.
their teams involved, and that Patriots touchdown. I mean, that drive was just that Rams defense was tired
Yeah,
because they moved right down the field on them. That was the one time that day.
Yeah.
But I mean, you couldn't have asked any more of that defense.
and you think even the pass to Gronk, which could have just went right into the end zone, as soon as he caught the ball, they hit him right there, and he's tackled on the 2-yard line
2-yard
or
line,
whatever.
yeah.
You know.
Here's
so,
my question. This is somewhat related to the game. Is Gronk playing anymore?
No,
I get that
I
feeling.
can't-
he's
yeah.
done.
He's taking a
He
lot
said
of
he
hits.
said something
don't
like
know.
he's not catching any passes from anybody but Tom Brady. But I got a feeling he's going to quit before Tom Brady.
Oh, I
If he's
definitely
done
think he's
already,
gonna quit
he might
before.
be done already.
So I
Yeah.
believe Tom Brady's going, unless an injury happens to him,
Yeah,
he's going till that 45.
He's going to 45.
He's determined.
Yeah.
What's Tom Brady now? 42?
41.
41?
Why does he want to go to 45?
Mm.
Who's the president? 45.
Oh.
TFFs.
Wow, you really did that though?
everybody
you spun
hates-
it that way.
Everybody hates Trump.
If you-
Everybody hates
gonna-
Trump supporters, but they love Brady.
If you're going to spin a conspiracy, that's
No,
not a bad place to
Not
start.
everybody loves Brady though. I will say that.
I don't know.
There's some definite haters of Brady.
Now, the question with Brady, is he the greatest of all time?
That's not a question anymore.
Well, I
It's
asked.
not up for debate.
Well, so okay, so I was listening. No, it's not up to for debate from my end, but I was listening to the sports radio yesterday when I was driving, and the host was really like, he basically was saying he didn't think he was the greatest, and he was like, but that isn't. He was like, that's not saying that he's not in that group. But he gave a lot of credit back to Bill Belichick. He was like, Brady's the most clutch, he's the most accurate, but in terms of being the best, and he kept coming up with a stat for Manning that I didn't even realize, but Peyton had been to 4 Super Bowls with 4 different coaches. I never realized that.
Oh.
I didn't even think about that. That I thought was pretty
Yeah.
interesting.
Do you know
Yeah.
that Tom Brady has like half as many Super Bowls as Peyton has playoff wins?
Yeah, no, I know.
Tom Brady
Well,
has
It's like I said, it's
He's
for
won more
me-
Super
40
Bowls
playoff games,
than anyone's been
30
in.
playoff wins.
Well, listen. He's been to 9, and the the league record for teams, whether it's the Cowboys,
Yeah.
was the Cowboys, the Sixers, the Steelers, and then who else is the other team with 8? But three organizations have 8. I think the Packers, not the Packers.
Man, look.
I don't remember, but there was 3 teams
Yeah,
that had
there's-
8 total, and Tom Brady had 9
Yeah.
by himself. The Patriots
And
have 11 as an organization.
Tom Brady has been in 17% of every Super Bowl in the history of Super Bowl.
But I mean, it's not just kind of that. Look at this. He's been in 40 playoff games
Yeah.
with 30 wins.
He's been to the Super Bowl half of his career.
Think
He
about
went to the
Yes.
Super Bowl.
That's
Think-
crazy.
His team has missed the playoffs once. The year he got hurt in
And
the
they won
first
11
half
and they won
of the
11
first
games.
game.
And they won 11 games.
That's. I
Think-
mean, you can't even. I don't understand why people are still trying to debate this.
It's not a debate.
There's
And
there's
listen,
no.
I'm a diehard
And that's a
Niner
Joe
fan. I'm a
Montana fan.
Joe Montana's my favorite player. I had somebody trying to argue with me at the barbershop on Saturday
Yeah.
that Joe Montana's 4-0 because he didn't lose is better. I'm like, if Montana would have
But
went
he
to
didn't get
9, he
there.
wouldn't have won 9.
Yeah.
We don't know that. If you don't even go to that many.
Yeah.
And if Tom Brady would have won 3 and been to 9, okay, cool. Now we could argue.
How long was Montana's career? Montana's career wasn't that
About
long.
a
It
It
was
wasn't,
like 12,
it wasn't
right?
as long
'Cause
he
he-
was hurt and then he went to
Yeah.
the Chiefs and you
Yeah.
know.
He came in 79, right?
Yeah, 70
79, and then he was out by like 95, 96
He was
maybe.
out like I
'Cause
don't know.
90
He wasn't in the league
94,
that long.
94,
Before that.
94 he was with the Chiefs because that was the 75th
95.
anniversary. So I know he played with the Chiefs for like 2, maybe 3 years. So he was like 95, 96.
I would have thought it was more like 90, but I could be wrong.
But you know
I-
what I'm saying? Like
Listen, Montana's on the Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
He's in the top 4 of quarterbacks. He's probably second.
And I hate when you say someone's a GOAT, that makes the other person not good anymore. Joe
No.
Montana did what he did, and he's great for what he did.
he's
but
in a 100th anniversary commercial.
Let me tell you something. Do you know
so was that white
earlier
girl? Who was that?
earlier
She-
were you
You didn't find out who she
No.
was? She basically she's like this amazing amateur little league football player,
Oh,
and she's a
okay.
girl,
Oh, okay.
and so that's why she just randomly was in there because she was random and like
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I saw it come up on my Google
And
earlier today.
it was 79 to 94.
Okay,
So look,
That 94.
earlier you were talking about how many quarterbacks when you take away one of their weapons, like Cooper Kupp going
Yeah.
out,
Yeah.
how many of them are still good? When is the last? I mean, think about how many years Brady has had his best receiver, his first and second receiver,
gone.
not be in the game,
but
and
think,
he's still great.
think about like because the guy was saying basically like he kind of hung himself yesterday with his own argument saying that Randy Moss was the only time that Brady ever really had a true weapon. And I was like,
Yeah, and they lost.
precisely.
Deion Branch has an MVP because of Tom Brady. Deion Branch. Who is Deion Branch?
He- he- look,
Do you
he-
want-
he's been gone. He's been gone out of the league
I'm
for
like-
real.
I mean,
Like,
you,
I had this.
you run
you
through their
understand what I'm saying?
you run through their list of weapons. Like yesterday, they had nothing from the receiver position. No,
at all.
I mean, from like
Yeah.
outside wide receivers.
I mean,
Oh my
Edelman,
God.
Edelman in the
has
slot.
an MVP because of Tom Brady now.
Edelman is an MVP because of Tom Brady.
And I
Edelman-
want to squash something right
Okay,
now.
there you go. I was about to jump on that. You go for
This
it.
Hall of Fame Edelman
That's
thing needs to
ridiculous.
shut up.
That's
Yeah.
I don't
stupid.
know who's starting that.
Well,
I don't know
Nate-
why
Nate-
people try to
Nate
keep it
Burleson-
going.
Nate Burleson started
That
it
is
yesterday, and then
ridiculous.
Shut
and
up.
then
Yeah.
Adam Schefter seconded it.
That's so stupid.
Listen, if you have a Hall of Fame for just like Hall of Fame Super
Hall,
Bowls,
Hall of Fame.
cool.
It's the Hall of Very Good,
cool.
and that was
But
basically.
he's
what
not
came-
even very good when it comes to like regular season. He's a good.
Uh,
He's a good player.
No, wait.
Look at his
now,
stats. He's
no,
not a
no,
very
no,
good player.
No. I understand that, but in terms of
He
playoffs,
steps up in the playoffs.
playoffs,
Yeah.
he's right behind Jerry
He-
Rice.
see,
It's just him and Jerry Rice.
Here's what I would
That's
say.
crazy.
Listen, call in 702-608-3259. Give us your take on this.
Here's what I would say about Edelman. Is he a Hall of Famer? Absolutely not. If you were building a team, however, and you wanted a slot receiver,
Exactly.
Right.
he's
yeah.
probably
Yeah.
the
Probably-
guy.
he's probably
it's
the guy.
probably
He's
him
good,
or
but-
another Brady guy, Wes Welker.
Welker.
Man,
Yeah.
look.
Those are the two.
Look
Although
at how
Edelman
many,
doesn't have the concussion history, so I'd take Edelman.
Well,
It's-
it's the
does
reason he
have
doesn't
some-
have the concussion
It's the
history
PEDs.
because of PD,
Yeah.
which he got suspended 4 games for. So
But-
you get suspended 4 games for PEDs. You serve that suspension. You
And
win.
you win
The,
the Super Bowl.
I'm just saying.
you win the NFL Super Bowl MVP. Kids, take PEDs.
Hey,
If you look at
Cheat
the
in life.
offense of the Patriots for the last 19 years
Mhm.
since 2000, or you start when they won a Super Bowl, they've had players on their team on offense, running backs, wide receivers, whatever position, who on the Patriots were Super Bowl MVPs, were great players, probably went to Pro Bowl games,
Mhm.
and were great. They left the Patriots and did nothing. We have heard nothing from them.
I'm trying to
Like,
think who's
You're
a player.
yeah,
that's
find
left.
find one, and
well,
I encourage you to find a couple.
I can get
feel like
there's
the
a
one I can give you doesn't even really count because of who he went to next.
Okay.
You could talk about like Wes Welker, but Wes
Right.
Welker had a good season going to Peyton Manning,
Peyton Manning.
right after
And he
after
just
Brady.
was, and he had that like helmet that was like this big.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Had to.
that daggone
I'm not
transformer
getting hurt.
helmet. He's like, I will never get another concussion.
Hey,
still
the
did.
helmet is three of my
so you
heads.
see, like when
like a
when you
pumpkin.
when you look at it in that sense, who was getting these guys the ball? Who was making these guys great?
I'm trying to think.
I mean,
there's been a couple.
But there's not.
There's not many though.
If you really look at it, like I said, his one great weapon at wide receiver was Randy Moss. But Randy Moss is Randy Moss with or without it.
right.
Yeah.
That's
Unless he's in
like I
Oakland.
said,
And their
Gronk-
lineup
Gronk would have
changes.
Gronk would have been a great tight end for anybody
He was
when he
Randy
was
Moss.
healthy.
Yeah.
And
That-
their
But
their
other than
lineup
that,
their lineup is changing also every 2-3 years.
Yeah.
Gronk has been there for how many years? Which is
Probably 7.
He's
man.
and
around-
that's a
seven or eight. He's coming up
long
around 10.
and that's a long time
Coming
for a
close.
Patriots player.
Yeah.
I feel like how long has Edelman been there? I feel like he's been there more than 2 years, which-
no,
which-
he's been there like 6 or
but
7.
also-
which makes it seem like a long time.
yeah.
But
that's
you
true.
think about how many wide receivers they have this in and out, in and out, in
Yeah.
and out.
Well, definitely
Always.
with running backs, they get different
Running
running
backs,
backs.
yeah.
every
well,
2 years.
running backs, receivers,
Yeah.
because all their outside receivers are gone within
Replaceable,
a
yeah.
few years because they and a lot of they bring guys in, they just don't work out. Look at Cordero Patterson. He's
Yeah.
got all the talent in the world, but
Guess
he
who-
can't catch the
and
ball.
guess who
And
got
they
it?
made him a running back.
Guess who got a Super Bowl ring?
Josh Gordon
And he sold it already for weed.
with
Yeah.
Chuck.
That's not funny.
But I mean,
That's
you
not
also
funny.
have
It's
to
not
look at
funny.
their ability
That's not
to
funny.
develop players.
Leave that
Julian
child
Edelman
alone.
was a Kent State quarterback.
You want.
That's
you want
funny,
to-
but
That is
somebody
funny.
that can't stay off weed,
A Kent State quarterback
well, all
taken
right.
in the
has
seventh
a
round.
weed addiction.
That's funny simply because
He's addicted to a drug that's not addictive.
No, listen.
And that's not funny.
That video is funny because that child is really trying.
That makes it funny.
But my Josh Gordon joke isn't funny.
No, because that's somebody
Is it 'cause his name's
legitimately
Josh?
What? He what?
legitimately has an issue. Like he
and people
Yes,
who
he-
stutter don't.
no, that mess is funny.
That's a real issue.
Hey,
Struggling with
funny.
marijuana is
You're
a
standing up for other
personal, like,
Joshes over,
you
like,
need to
decent
do
human
better in
beings.
life issue.
And if anybody really believes that all of this is just over weed
It's
for
definitely
Josh
not
Gordon,
weed.
there's no chance
No,
for
there's
that.
there's definitely some coke in there, and possibly some Molly, and some what is it? Fleck?
I don't know all the
Yeah,
drugs.
I found some new drugs. I was
you
like,
passed
like,
me up.
like literally.
you were
came-
kicking with Rob, not us.
These days, my whole drug list is it's either marijuana, cocaine, or other stuff. Because it's way too much other stuff out there, man.
Marijuana, coke, or other. Check a box. Check a box of what you want.
The
It ain't
others,
those
the
two,
most,
I don't know it.
the others, the most dangerous.
Hey, exactly that stuff, man. You be running through the streets butt naked.
Other has killed some
I
people, but
don't
some
know,
people
man.
hasn't killed. So take
that
it at
other
your own
stuff,
risk.
man. Y'all need to stop.
Hey, Len Bias didn't go out on other.
You went out on the sea.
He went out on cocaine.
Hey,
Cocaine. and
I do find it.
mysterious
I know this
circumstances.
is probably a terrible thing to say, but
Uh-oh.
don't you find it really coincidental he overdosed the first time he took it?
It wasn't the
Come
first
on now.
time.
Yeah,
Come on
exactly.
Come
now.
on.
Listen, I'm not disrespecting the man. I think he would have been a great player, but these people holding up this myth that he tried cocaine once after he got drafted.
Did you ever see his 30 for 30?
I
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, that was a good one. And
It was a good one, and I didn't buy that whole narrative that he was only once.
Oh no, but there were people on there that were
Oh,
saying
no,
that
the
he
other-
had been doing it for
Exactly.
a long time.
The other people, the other people confirmed that for me.
Yeah.
100%.
They're like, Lenny been doing drugs
Yeah.
his whole time in Maryland.
Yeah.
cocaine, Lenny.
Boy, but-
His dad even looked
Oh.
like he knew. Like, okay, he got the call. He's like, all right. I knew it was gonna happen sometime. I didn't want it to be the day after the draft.
Listen,
Come on,
lady,
boy,
lady,
make the money. Make
ladies
the
ain't the only
money.
white girl that Lenny liked.
Can you get my bag first,
wow.
Is the signing bonus still up for discussion?
Mr. Arbach? I need to talk to you about my son's
Let me
death.
holler at you.
I hate you so.
It's
Wow.
coincidentally, Lenny's funeral is costing us exactly his signing bonus.
The $785,000 funeral
We
had.
can laugh at that. See, there is some
Well, it's a
funniness
statute of
there.
limitations. It's been so
Oh,
long.
all right.
Wow.
Well, that's
It's
one you
been
almost
30
have to
plus
laugh at
years.
because it's just sad.
That's
His
tragic.
bias would have been so good.
That's
And
been-
Celtics would have like 19 rings, at least.
I don't even want to know how many rings they could have had. That's crazy. I still wonder how they got that pick. Who'd they trade? Like, what was that? That's always
Oh,
what I've
man, I
always
know
wondered
this.
about that.
I know this.
It was
Because there was a trade there. Because I mean, they had the number one pick in the middle of a dynasty. Like, that's some stuff now the NBA just won't allow to happen.
Oh no, there's a lot of those things that could never happen again.
Man,
well, even getting Bird wasn't a possibility. You drafted him a year before,
I actually like that. I wish that the NBA would allow you to do that again.
but he tricked that. Like people didn't know that rule. He knew that rule,
yeah.
and he's like, "I'm taking Bird." What? He's not. He's still in school, Red.
Did you know that, Steve? Yeah, so they drafted Larry Bird a year. Like, so basically Larry and Magic were rookies at the same time.
Right.
But Larry was
Oh, wow.
drafted a year prior to Magic.
All right.
Remember that was, and so they like basically when they were going to play each other in the Final Four in the championship, they Bird was already drafted.
All
He
right,
was
Josh.
already-
Trivia
And that's what I'm
question.
trying to figure out. How,
Trivia question, real
Go
quick
ahead.
for Josh, who was drafted ahead of Len Bias.
Oh, I don't know. What year was
Anybody?
it? What year was it?
86.
I do know this.
Oh,
Because he was drafted number 2, and he was
Yeah.
supposed to be like the next Jordan before Jordan was even Jordan.
But you take centers.
But you take centers back then. I think Greg Oden killed that.
Oh,
Yeah.
Finally,
It
for whatever.
was.
Well, Cleveland Cavaliers.
Brad Daugherty.
Brad
Yep.
Daugherty,
Thank you.
Oh,
For
which
that.
he had a good career.
Thank
and
you
I-
for that.
But
And I have the bias information here.
Okay.
October 16th, 1984, the Boston Celtics traded Gerald Henderson to the Seattle
That's right.
Sonics
That's
for a
right.
1986 first-round pick. Henderson had been in a holdout.
That's right. That's right.
Wow.
so how was Bird drafted though while he was still in college?
Because
They used to be able to do that.
It was legal. It
You
was
could
legal to
you
do
could
it.
technically because
Okay.
he was
Yeah.
he was over like the normal age too
Yeah.
because he had those years where he wasn't doing anything.
It was just living life in French Lick.
After he bounced out,
He was-
he had a
Smoking
couple Bob
weed.
Knight practices and like not for me.
Going to Woodstock.
I'll go to the other Indiana college.
With the powder blue uniforms. They had some bomb uniforms back
They
in
were
the day.
cool.
They were
Yeah.
pretty nice. But yeah, so that was it. So there you go,
Oh,
Steve.
okay.
Mhm.
When did that become
Like
not-
right after that.
Right after that.
Right
That's why you
after-
can't
yeah.
do that.
when Bird
The
got
rest
an
of the league was
MVP.
like directly after, as soon as Larry Bird showed up basically when he was playing Magic in that title game, they're like,
They're like,
no, we're not doing this again.
this is never being allowed again.
It's like,
I-
oh, fantastic, we go pick him up. It's like, no, you can't pick him up because he got drafted while he was still in school.
But see, I think that would be pretty cool for like teams that like for instance, like a Boston. So if you're the Warriors and maybe you pick next year's, like in baseball, you know how they pick players that are in high school,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you know, and then the kid has a choice to go into their farm system or go to college.
Or go to college, yeah.
It's a similar situation. Like I wish the league would do certain things like that because that actually is out of the box GMing to me. Like
Yeah.
I see what you could be,
yeah.
so I'm gonna draft you now, and then you know what I mean. Like I don't know
But
how
they're
you
kind
could.
of doing that because they only go 1 year in college anyway. So
I know.
you would have to do that out of high school in the NBA, and we've already seen how that's been turning
The
out.
8th grade year,
Exactly.
we're drafted in the 2027
Yeah.
draft.
We
Yeah.
think you'll be 7'2".
Until I didn't eat my vegetables.
Yeah.
I was supposed to be 6'7".
And then Lakers got Magic Johnson off a coin toss.
Yep.
For the
Yep.
first pick.
Yep.
Well, actually,
He
if you
could have
look at
went
it
to the Utah Jazz.
back in the day,
Unfortunate.
well, because it was all realistically, it was generally the coin toss between the worst in the Eastern
Yeah.
Conference, worst
Yeah.
because that's you could look at all time. There's a lot of, I mean, the Magic one was bad, but the worst coin toss ever was the Kareem coin toss.
Holy smokes! Who's the number 2 pick in that
I
draft?
think it was like Neil Walker or something
Oh,
like
that's just
that.
that's
It
just
doesn't
not
matter.
right.
The number 2, it was
Doesn't
Kareem,
matter.
not Kareem.
Kareem, not Kareem.
One of the very absolute best players of all time.
And
Not him.
And not him.
Not him.
All right, and then James Worthy. Lakers were coming off, I think, a championship. No, I think they just lost before. But James
Well,
Worthy
James-
was the first pick
James
in
was
the
80,
NBA.
83, right? He was
82.
That was 82.
And they traded.
Yeah, because the Lakers had lost the year.
They got it from Cleveland.
Yep.
For Don Ford in 1979. They traded Don Ford to Cleveland for the first pick in 82.
Well, because the Cleveland owner is the reason you can't trade picks in consecutive years because he used to just trade all the picks.
Take him.
Yeah, he would trade
Well,
all
he,
the picks.
he was blind too.
No, that wasn't
Oh,
gunned.
that
that
wasn't
was
gunned.
pre-gunned. It's pre-gunned. That was his name was Ted Stepien.
Okay.
It's actually called the Stepien
right,
rule
Right
Why
before,
do you
right
know
before
that?
Gunn.
because it's
Yeah,
called the
that's-
Stepien
yeah.
rule. It's why you
Dave,
can't
that's-
trade
Dave,
your
listen.
first round pick in consecutive years.
Listen, Dave, that's a sickness. You're not
It's
supposed
an
to
important
have-
thing to
you're
the
not supposed to
NBA.
have this much
You don't think
knowledge
some of these
randomly.
franchises would be doing that nonsense? They'd be trading their first round pick every year and just cashing those collective
Yeah.
bargaining agreement
Hey.
checks.
Hey, hey, you know what? That actually is true. You want,
So then he
you
got
want this first
fired. Then
pick?
Gunn took
Mhm.
over the team.
Okay.
He couldn't really see what he was doing, so he sold it to Dan Gilbert.
Yes.
Think-
After he got fleeced after Carlos Boozer fleeced a blind man,
Wow.
he was like, "Yeah, I signed the contract. I'm right in front of you."
Here, smell the Sharpie ink.
Wow.
No, that's actually in Braille.
He later used that Sharpie to do his hairline.
Yeah, that's true.
Wow.
Oh no. Oh.
That's what he was doing, writing on his head instead of signing the paper.
Who had a worse hairline, him or Darren Williams? When Darren Williams was coloring it in, I mean, it's probably still Boozer, right?
Boozer.
Boozer.
Was
Gotta
for
be
that.
Boozer was bad.
Because he was
Boozer's
bald
ran
one
in
day.
the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was bald one day. The
Boozer
next
was
game,
shaking
he was
that
just
salt
like,
and pepper on the top
kinda
of his
black
head.
it.
I mean, LeBron was bald like coming out, and hair showed up.
Yeah.
LeBron,
That's like surgery,
LeBron,
though,
LeBron has pubic hair on the top of his head. Let's be honest.
The
Let's
worst
be
part is
straight up honest.
that
right
even
now.
is because he went to the best top-notch hair guys,
I know.
and there's still the line like in between.
Listen,
there.
that's why
Hey,
you
look.
cannot trust those Bosley commercials, guys. If LeBron can't afford it,
That's what I'm trying to
you
say.
cannot
Look.
afford it.
Like,
Because
but-
LeBron would have been having like a
See,
full
that's
head
what
of
I
hair
tell
by
everyone.
now.
LeBron would have an afro if he could.
Exactly.
Yeah.
shut up, Magic.
But what I don't get about LeBron is why doesn't he just go bald? Like,
That's a great
Because
question.
he doesn't have a good head.
But no, that's
he don't
actually
look
not
that
true.
bad.
He did it
don't
over the
look
summer
that
a couple
He did it
years
over the
ago.
summer a
It
couple
didn't
years
look
ago,
that
and
bad.
it was
decent.
fine.
He looked fine. Like,
He sounded like
I
he
was
had like Shane Battier head.
No,
Yeah,
he's got
Sharpay.
he's got a square. He's got the HGH square where the temples just continue
look.
out.
Yeah, but that his
And-
fake hair doesn't cover for that.
It
Yeah,
doesn't.
that's what I'm
It
saying,
doesn't at
like-
all. But you know
Look.
he likes to have the lines like when
I
he's
say,
in
I say
Miami.
he just brings back the donut beanie again and just, you know.
Yeah, go bald, put the bandana. I mean, put the,
the
His bandana that
The
kept
you know what I'm
progressively
talking about. Put
like
Headband.
getting
Headband.
further and further up.
Yeah.
And like one year, it's
Hey.
like,
It was
man,
so
that's almost
thick,
like
it was
the
like
back.
this.
His
That's
bandana
what I'm
looked
saying.
like
It was a donut beanie. It just had a
it
hole
looked like
in
a
the top.
yarmulke sometimes.
Look, he's putting Bonzi Wells' thick headbands to shame.
Oh yeah.
Hey, look,
like,
man,
dang,
just-
that NBA logo has a lot of room
He
on
was
both
looking
sides.
like God. I can't remember the guy's name, but the one guy that played for Tennessee, that I swear used to wear his headband like around the back. I'm like, what is that doing for you?
Oh, what guy in Tennessee?
looked
On
like-
Memphis?
he's looking like
No,
Adebisi.
Tennessee. When Bruce
in
Pearl was
college.
coaching there, yeah.
Oh,
This dude used to wear his headbands like around back here, and I was like, what are you doing? What is that headband doing for
He
you?
thought he was at
That,
a
that was the
sweat
gener-
collection.
that was the generation of his sweat glands.
It's stopping sweat from dripping down the back of his neck.
I don't even think that would work. I couldn't figure out the science on it.
Not the
Let's
I
try
mean,
it.
that was a stretch where dudes were wearing like 2 headbands and stuff like that.
Tim Thomas. Remember Tim
Yeah.
Thomas? Like I tried that.
Don't bring it
Listen,
up.
I tried that for like a half a game one time, and I was like, "This is too hot. This is too dang hot."
Tim Thomas,
It's a sweater on your head. We're not talking about Tim Thomas.
No, I just want to talk about the game.
We're
He
not
went
talking about
3-point
Tim
line to
Thomas.
3-point line and never crossed either one.
What's wrong with Tim Thomas?
Lakers were up 3-1, and Tim Thomas destroyed him one game, and he shouldn't have because they quit playing defense.
Oh, Phoenix.
Yeah.
Phoenix. Tim Thomas.
I'm
that was-
still bitter about that series.
Yeah, that one hurt.
And then Kobe quit playing the fourth quarter of Game 7.
Did he?
Oh yeah,
Oh, 100%. That's well. I mean, it was pretty
he
obvious.
took 0
Really?
shots.
Oh.
Yeah, and that's Kobe.
Yeah. as soon as he said that, I was
This
like,
is
"Oh,
one of
that's
those.
giving up."
This is one of those classes. Like, oh, you guys think you're good? Like, Kobe,
we need you.
Kobe was dishing that ball off like it was infected. It was like, bah. You know, like Lonzo gets those passes out real quick. Kobe was Lonzo Ball that day. It's like, whoa.
It's like Kobe
Hot
broke the
potato.
record for personal assists.
And one of those players he was passing to was the coach of the Lakers for the next week and a half.
Luke Walton.
I don't know why all Laker fans are so excited to get rid of Luke Walton because you know what's coming next and it's going to be worse.
It better not be Jason Kidd.
Why do you think it wouldn't be?
Yeah.
It's gonna
Jason
be
Kidd, you
garbage.
think?
It's gonna be. He's.
I
Rich
still
Paul.
think Mark Jackson.
He's Rich Paul.
Is that?
He's also clutch.
That rumor's been out there. He's clutch. He's a clutch client.
Well, I can tell you it will be one of the two of them. It will be a former
I'll take Mark
New York
Jackson.
Knicks point guard
I'll take Mark Jackson.
rep by Clutch. I wouldn't.
I'm not taking Jason
I
Kidd.
hate you. That's good. That's good stuff. Steve, did you
Jason
know that,
Kidd is a
did you
horrible
know that,
coach.
that
Wow.
Jason Kidd played on the Knicks?
Yeah.
You didn't know that?
No, I'm still processing
So did Chauncey
the
Billups the same
headband
year.
stuff.
He did. He did.
Yeah,
Oh.
and-
They
but-
had a stacked like used to be All-Star team that year.
well, they do that. a
Tyson
lot.
Chandler.
They had, like,
New York-
9
the
former
Jets do the same
All-Stars.
thing all the time. It's like,
Yeah.
man, if you look at that Jets roster, like, man,
We're-
6 years ago you'd
we're
be in
gonna-
the Super Bowl.
We're gonna trick them into thinking we got good players on the team.
But you look at that same
Why is our
roster,
cap so bad?
and they amnestied for the whole amnesty thing. They amnestied Chauncey Billups, whose deal was almost done, and he still could play a little bit. And they got
And
stuck with that Amari contract forever.
Oh, yeah.
They had to eat every bit
They-
of that.
Listen. I still don't understand. So they amnestied Jerome under the Allen
Who did?
Houston rule,
Oh,
and
New York
kept
did?
Allen Houston. Like they named the rule for Allen Houston. Was like, Knicks, we're doing this for you. The league
Yeah.
was like, Knicks, we're going to do this for you. Allen Houston hasn't played in like 4 years. Like,
Yeah.
you can just walk away.
It's like,
and
listen,
no penalty. And they're like, we're going to amnesty Jerome. We were like,
Wow.
what? And then
You-
like when it
you
happened, Jerome was
can't-
like, I'm retiring today.
you can't protect.
So that was, he
some of
was
these
done after
teams.
he got amnesty.
Mm-hmm. Because they asked him, they were like, Jerome, we're gonna amnesty you, and then we're gonna sign you right back to a lesser deal. So he was like, you get all your money, and then we're gonna sign you again. And he was like, if you amnesty me, I'm done today. Like I'm not playing anymore.
Why?
Well, Jerome, it was Jerome. I think some of it. Ooh, we're getting into family business. All right. Some of it I think was pride. Because when it happened, Jerome had never been cut. Jerome had been traded, but he had never been cut. So some of it I think was that. And then 2, Jerome also, wanted to do 1,000 other things, and so that gave him the opportunity to do it. Now, after about 2 years of doing 1,000 other things, he started getting the itch
Yeah.
and wanted to come back. And actually, the Lakers had called Jerome when they were starting to go back through their little championship run again in the late 2000 before Kobe started getting hurt, and he was thinking about it, and then he ended up not doing it. Like they called him in, he went out there,
Well,
and the whole deal.
I
But-
could say I could understand the pride part, especially when you're on the team with the guy that this whole rule was made
it was
for,
named
Yeah.
for
and
him,
they didn't use it on him.
and they didn't use
And
it.
your money isn't. That's one thing I never understood. Like some
Yeah.
of the times these teams will amnesty dudes like it wasn't that big.
yeah,
Yeah.
that
You're like-
wasn't the one.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
You
What
only
you're
get one of
doing.
these. You only
Yeah.
get one shot at this.
I just some of these teams, man. Teams are getting smarter and smarter, but you still got some dumb teams. Like unless there's some real
Yeah.
under the table deals going on in New York, that was a horrible deal.
Okay, was it a horrible deal? Because here's the thing: sometimes you have to get rid of somebody, and I'm not saying Porzingis isn't great or could be great, but you have to get rid of a good player to get rid of some of these contracts. So They got rid of Tim Hardaway, which they shouldn't have signed him to that
They,
contract.
we said that
It was
during the
course.
summer.
Exactly. It was a bad contract.
But you know why?
That was a bad contract. But Porzingis and his brother, who's his agent, have kind of been toxic there. Even though New York's a toxic place, they've been toxic in New York. His brother has caused a lot of problems there that we, have heard a little bit of.
Sure.
If you hear a little bit of that, then it's a lot more
It's a
going
lot
on.
more going on.
I get that, but I have a couple points to that. One, part of the reason of the Tim Hardaway deal, the reason that happened was so the guy could keep the job and scare off Gilbert. Not Gilbert, what's his name? Griffin. Excuse me, because David Griffin was on his way to New York to interview for a job that he would have gotten.
Yeah.
On his way,
Steve Mills, that was to keep Steve in place?
Yes. He signed that contract while Griffin is on his way there interviewing, and Griffin's like, "No, I'm good. I'm not taking this meeting."
Oh my God! Has he gotten another job? He hasn't gotten another job.
No,
he can get a job.
I think he can get a job whenever he feels like it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But that's part one. Part two was some of it with Porzingis. Like, yes, there is some bad stuff floating out there, but I mean,
but he's been hurt a lot too, and this latest injury is obviously out for a year and a half.
He's been hurt a lot. But it's also a negative situation. Yeah. But you still, at the same time, I can understand.
Did they get enough for him though?
That's my big point is,
especially with Anthony Davis putting his name in the New York hat.
Yeah.
They literally just used Porzingis
to
open cap space.
Yeah,
it's like if you felt you needed to move on from because you don't like the injury history or whatever the other reasons, that's fine. I can understand that part. But to take your best asset by far, unless you have the number one pick, which nobody knows.
Yeah.
Especially the way the lottery is going to be this year, it's a lot harder to get.
18% chance or 14% chance.
And on top of that too, the Knicks they did bring in actual talent. DeAndre Jordan, say what you want, he is still talented. Dennis Smith Jr., he's going to be a better version.
I can see DeAndre Jordan getting traded by Thursday.
You think he might get
moved?
They won't
want DeAndre Jordan's not. Some of that's not going to fit. I think your other problem there is they're not great players, but a guy like Dennis Smith Jr., as much as he'll probably hurt you in some games, he's going to win a couple games that you don't want to win.
Exactly. Well, and so to Dave, to one of your points though,
but at the same time, they wanted Dennis Smith Jr.
Well, they should have wanted him 3 years ago when they
should have drafted
French Frank. I don't want to talk about that.
Tilakina is not good.
Thank you for saying his name right. We were daggone butchering that child.
But I
said it right.
But they have.
We were and I was like, I don't remember. Dave says it perfectly every time.
They're good with point guards that aren't good. Like Dennis Smith Jr. has talent, but you're not going to win anything with Dennis Smith Jr. Dennis Smith Jr. had no place on the Mavericks. I mean, that's Luka's team, as well it should be.
Yeah,
that kid's great,
and he should be All-Star.
Maybe not this year. I think
there's definitely a case to be made.
But
the West is tough. In the East,
you know how those All-Stars are, especially your rookie year. Like you have to be so leaps. You have to be so leaps and bounds, and especially in the West, it's just one of those things where it's like you're good, but we're not gonna give you that because shoot, LeBron wasn't even now Kobe was, even though he was coming off the bench, which made. I still don't want to talk about that.
But they've corrected a lot of that by not having to be pure fan voting.
Yeah.
Well, for the starters, but you also look at it with somebody like Luka. I mean, same with Rudy Gobert, who cried.
Yeah. But he said he was crying more about because like his mom was crying, and so he was thinking about his mom being
anyway.
Emotional.
But
that's what you do when you. That's what excuse you grab when you cry.
No. He said he was talking about his mom in the interview.
Okay.
And so you got to watch the interview because he was saying I just got off the phone with my mom and yada yada yada, and she was real emotional. And then he kind of kept going a little bit, and then he just like stopped. And then so after the fact, he was like, "Yeah, no, I was emotional. I was overcome with emotion because." My mom, yada yada. I don't remember exactly
either way,
what he said, but that was basically what it was about.
Gobert or Luka, when you look at it in the West, it's like, who are you taking off?
Yeah.
So a lot of people, and I didn't agree with this at first, but Klay Thompson, has he had? He's played really good. He's had some great games, some historical.
But
games,
he's had some bad stretches too.
Has he had an All-Star year compared to people? I want to pull it up. I'm trying to pull up the.
I mean,
roster.
you could definitely make a Luka versus Klay call there.
Yeah.
Fair.
But Klay is the only one I could even look at and say, like, he's the one that might not.
But see, Luka's also on a bad team.
Because
so a lot of times those bad teams, they for a roster spot, they usually skew that back towards you're
But-
winning. You're in the
yeah,
playoffs.
and you're talking about like somebody with Luka. I mean, Westbrook's not having a great year, but Westbrook's an
He's
all-star.
still Westbrook.
LaMarcus Aldridge
He's
is an
gotta shoot,
all-star.
bro.
Well, that's the thing. Like with Gobert, people were saying, "Oh, he should have made it though." But who would you take out? Because there's
Who's-
nobody to take out.
Who are the bigs that were in front of him? So obviously
Anthony
Davis.
Davis, Nikola Jokic.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not taking them out.
Neither one of them comes
who
out.
else?
Right.
Anybody
Hold on,
else?
I'm trying to pull up the.
Yeah, if there's
roster.
anybody else, if
Yeah.
those are your two, good night.
Tough
Good
break,
luck.
bro.
Yeah,
It's always
always FUBU.
Yeah, you didn't
So-
you didn't have to worry about Draymond this year because he definitely wasn't making it.
Okay.
Yeah, you
all
got
right.
Kevin Durant, Paul George, LaMarcus, Anthony Davis, Jokic.
Now LaMarcus.
He's been balling. this year.
LaMarcus is playing well.
He's
and
playing-
he's carrying
He's-
a playoff
he's,
team.
He's playing well. Are the Spurs in the playoffs?
Yeah.
right now?
Yes,
Where are they at? 8?
Number 6 or 7.
they're not 8.
Boy, oh boy, Pop.
Karl
can
Anthony
He
Towns.
could coach his behind off.
Carl Anthony Towns might be a.
Karl
Cat
Anthony-
is the one that I would more.
No.
Well, I'll put it. I'll put
Have
it
you
to you like
seen him
Not
play
over
lately?
No,
Gobert.
I have, but I'm just saying in terms of
and
what
Dirk
Gobert.
Nowitzki.
Spurs are in.
Well,
fifth.
the
that
Dirk-
one was
that's
that
a
and,
13.
that and Dwayne
Yeah,
Wade
the-
were just.
But they're
We
extra
love
spots
you.
too.
Yeah, we love you. Here you go.
And
Yeah.
and they should be there.
They're extra
That
spots.
was Michael Jordan.
They didn't take any. They
in
didn't take.
DC.
Michael Jordan was balling though still.
They didn't take anyone. But see, the thing is, Jordan was like being voted as a starter. They didn't take anybody's spots.
Yeah.
They're both 13th guys.
Yeah,
That this is
Yeah.
a farewell.
Yeah.
Because
love you.
everyone knows that
thank
they're
you
not
for
all
everything
stars
you've
this year.
done. Thank you for everything.
And as
you've
much
done.
as I
Dirk
love Dirk,
Nowitzki's not the NBA player this year. He's
I-
not even a G League player.
I'm a
this year.
huge Dirk supporter. I love Dirk, but good lord, this
Do
has
you-
got to be the last year.
I
No,
really,
this
I
is-
really think when I saw that trade of Kristaps going to Dallas, I just believe Mark Cuban loves Dirk so much he was looking for a Dirk replacement.
I mean,
He's
but
a
honestly,
he got
7-foot
that-
he's got
European
two of 'em
who's
now.
like, yeah,
He got that
like,
Luka already.
he's
I
got
know,
two.
but Luka ain't 7 foot shooting Jays.
But
You know what I'm
your-
saying?
your-
Like,
but your other
He's
thing with
close enough.
Porzingis is if he's healthy again,
If
which he should have enough.
Yeah.
He should have enough time to hopefully have a shot at it.
yeah,
We all hope. He's actually not just a scorer; he's a good rim protector
Yeah.
too.
yeah, and that was something Dirk
And
never.
Luka,
And I think
and
he
Luka
can
will make
learn a
his
lot.
life easier than any player he's
listen,
ever played
I
with.
hope he stays healthy because this is going to be a fun team to watch. I
Yeah.
love them both,
I'll cheer for the Mavericks
bro.
because and like we
And they're
spoke on
overachieving
before,
this year already.
Yeah,
because of Luka.
Yeah.
Because of Luka.
Luka is special, man.
dang.
Special.
Cuban's trying.
We talked about Trey versus him too,
I said
and you
Luka.
killed me on that.
Yes, I said
We
Luka
said
all
the-
day, all
Fair
night.
enough. I'll shake your hand, sir.
All day, all night. I would have had Luka number one.
Yeah.
You did.
That
you did,
kid's
in fact.
legit.
Yeah, I
Wow.
agree.
Mark Cuban wants Porzingis for the next 20 years.
Well, I mean,
That's
20.
That's literally what
he
he
said.
No,
two,
he said
said
that.
2
Did he
decades.
say that?
He wants him and
He
Luka
said
together
2
for 20
decades,
years.
which
That's
one
20
decade-
years.
Well,
That's
one
20
decade's
years.
10, and then the next one starts. So I
Yeah.
think that's what he meant. I don't think
Either-
he meant 20.
Either way,
I don't know. He
I'm
got
gonna
Dirk
say
for
he
20
meant
some
20.
years. he very well might.
Look,
Can
if
I
you go
sign
to,
him to a lifetime deal right now?
if you go to jail for 2 decades, you didn't do 12 years. You did 20. Like, 2 decades is 2 decades, man.
that's an
Actually-
interesting way to put that into perspective. Steve.
Especially if you're brown.
exactly.
Oh, you gonna do all your time. Don't worry.
No
Don't
good
worry.
behavior there.
Don't worry.
You'll
It wasn't
you'll
me.
You'll get out in 19 if
Yeah.
they found out you didn't do it.
Oh my God. I don't understand why more people don't sue. Because if that ever happened to me, oh
But they were
Lord.
like, "Oh, sorry,
Yeah. Sorry. Sorry, we just completely took
Oh.
away all aspects of life. Like, all right, well, we
let
about
you
to
out.
whoopsies
We
and-
got to do the paperwork, so it might be a week or 3.
Or 300.
Yeah.
don't mess up again though, because we'll see you again."
Yeah.
But you're still on probation.
Don't be ghost in jail and start killing security guards. Oh, did you not even catch that power reference?
No, I did not.
No, sorry. Stina got it.
Power.
I think. Did Stina not get it?
Wow, he's being very stereotypical in here.
Man.
No, I
Not
mean,
all black people watch Power. Josh, you learned that tonight.
Well, it's a good show. This
I
segment brought
catch
to you
up
by
on that.
Brought
So you're brought to you by Stars
by
and
Star-
Power.
by the people of Stars.
50 Cent brings you
Cent.
power.
50 Cent.
Power.
By effing vodka and whatever that wine, that champagne that he has, La Chumidori or something. I don't know.
I don't
Yeah,
know
but
either. I wouldn't
yeah.
even know.
Whatever.
He hashtags it on
Yeah.
everything he does.
Yeah. God bless.
Sad
50
sad
Cent.
about
Vitamin water.
no, he sold that.
Yeah, but he got a lot
He
off that.
got like 50 or 60 million off that.
I think it was a lot more.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah. he
Make
did
that
well.
money.
He did well. and then now he's filing for bankruptcy. Whoever knows.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's reasons. People do
As
that.
as
doesn't mean
as,
doesn't mean
Are
you're
there?
broke. Doesn't mean you're broke.
as Patrick Ewing taught us, we make a lot of money, but we spend a lot of money.
Yeah.
Did Pat mess up his money?
No,
In
he's
the-
the one that he said that in.
Oh,
in
True.
But like during the whole lockout thing, he was like, "We make a lot of money,
Oh.
but we spend a lot of
no,
money."
they do. They do. They
Yeah.
spend how we spend. They just spend at a clip that we could never understand.
Yeah.
Patrick's dropped millions in Atlanta strip clubs.
Gold Club.
Really?
Oh yeah, he was way up in the Gold Club trial.
Oh, I didn't.
You didn't know about that
No,
one?
I didn't know that.
Oh, Gold Club trial had some good stuff.
Pat was never my guy like that. He was a Georgetown guy, but I never.
Look,
he was a Knicks.
Some
so I
people
never-
make it rain. He was making a storm, son.
No, those were category fives. Is what you're talking
He
about.
was making a hurricane in the club.
So Josh, you're 5-1 in the opposite picks. Are you going to start picking against the Washington Wizards
No,
and against the Washington Capitals? Because
No.
Capitals are
no.
Might help.
Mm.
they've lost
No.
8 out of their last 9.
I'll go out on my sword on that one, sir.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't.
I'm just saying, if you want
I
them to
don't-
win, you got to
I
go
don't.
opposite.
I don't.
That's
do
the
it-
only way it works.
I don't do it on my own teams. I just.
Okay,
I kind of back up from the table a bit.
you should start.
But see, I don't bet. I don't really like to bet on my own teams usually.
I'm like that too.
Yeah, I don't
can't.
because like it will be like literally the most lock of locks, and I'll bet on it, and then it'll be a nail biter or it'll be a complete sabotage. So I
Yeah.
don't usually tend to like usually if I bet on my team, I'll bet like the over under, those kinds of things. I'll bet more kind of along the lines of I just know my team.
I've
well
bet
enough.
on my own team like with people that are like, oh, they're gonna lose. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
bet me $100 that Nuggets are gonna beat the Lakers in the
Yeah, see, I don't like
Western
those
Conference
bets either.
Finals.
I don't like those bets.
I'll take
That's why I was doing push-ups
it.
to
Exactly.
Dave. So I don't like those kind of bets either.
Mm.
Yeah.
There he is.
Yeah.
There's the sexy voice.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Need to get that quiet storm music in the background.
Soft and warm.
Man,
Oh.
stop it.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right. We're still here. We're still here. All right.
He can say whatever he wants at this point.
Yeah, it doesn't make it super cool though, because that was the worst chant I've ever heard in my
Dude,
life.
Tom Brady could be on that stage chanting "Boston sucks," and everybody there would chant along. With, yeah, Tom. That's right. You're right, Tom. We do suck.
You're right, white Jesus.
Not white Jesus.
He is.
Oh,
He is
my
white
Lord.
Jesus. If there was a movie that came out, like a newer movie they made about Jesus, and Tom Brady was cast to play the role of Jesus, that would be the perfect cast.
We'd all
There's
agree.
no other white person who would fit the bill. I mean, he's just
You
Tom
could say
Brady?
Tom
Yeah.
Cruise, but then like
Nah.
he's into Scientology, so
Yeah,
that
Yeah.
that
would
wouldn't work
Nah.
out. That wouldn't work out too well.
Tom Brady is.
Zeno wouldn't like it.
Oh, South Park.
Man,
Bring back the next season of South Park.
Yeah.
look,
The last season just ended.
No,
So-
that ended back in the fall.
I don't think it was that long ago.
it's
man.
all a blur at this point.
Back in the fall.
What they got about 30 seasons under their belt?
was like a month ago. I
How
think
long South
22.
Park been
Yeah,
around?
they're 20 something.
Just
Wow.
because our fall was a month ago doesn't mean that fall was a month ago. We're deeply entrenched in winter at this point.
I know. I just lived it the other day.
Man, our winter will be over soon. It hit 70 last week, and I was like, "Oh yeah, baby, here we
got
go.
about
Start breaking the shorts back
Yep.
out."
It
We got
hit
about 2
70
weeks.
while I was on the opposite end of the spectrum.
Yeah.
I was about 70 degrees colder than that.
Oh my goodness.
What timing?
I really my guy that lives in Chicago, I really wanted him to go outside when it was like minus 68, just so I could know. Like, no, you have to document this. Like, you got to write this
Oh
down.
no, dude! They were telling people They were telling people you couldn't take deep breaths.
Really?
You could. If you go outside, you shouldn't talk because you could freeze your
Oh
lungs.
my
Yeah, bro.
gosh, that is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I believe
true
it. I
story.
believe it.
Wow.
I
When it-
believe
when
it.
They're
it's
like,
cold
go
enough-
outside only if you absolutely have to, and if
Yeah.
so, it's like take no
Take
deep breaths.
Yeah.
precautions.
Yeah,
Wow, that's
you
amazing.
could die.
When it's cold enough to throw water in the air and it turns to snow, like, yeah, bro.
Come on, really?
Boiling water.
YouTube it.
No.
Oh yeah,
really?
you
Oh,
could
I have
take
to
you could
watch
take
that.
boiling
YouTube
water,
it.
throw it, and by the time it comes down, it's like some of it's
Dust.
evaporating, but the rest is coming down snow.
Yeah.
No.
Do it. Do it
way.
out here and see.
No,
Throw
no.
it up.
That's a sure case of second or third
was
degree
snow.
burn.
Yeah, right.
Like the song Informer, it was snow.
Wow.
Wow.
He was trying to pull that out somewhere.
He was sitting on it. He worked that one out. That's good
It
stuff.
worked.
I really didn't. It just came to my head.
Oh,
You
man.
really think I put that much thought into snow?
Wow.
All right, Lonzo Ball wants to go to the Suns.
Yeah, I saw that.
I
I
think
mean,
it's-
that would be a good fit for him.
I
Actually,
think
I'm
it's-
laughing,
It would
but
be. Him and Devin Booker would be good.
him and Devin Booker would be real good together.
I think LeVar Ball really wants him to go to the Suns.
Yeah, LeVar
As
Ball
opposed to
has
going
has
to
it,
LeVar-
we said
LeVar
his
said
name
he's gonna
3 times
speak
like
it into
Beetlejuice, and he reappeared.
existence.
He
Well,
reappeared.
But do you know what else he's spoken into existence? That all three of his ball boys play for the Lakers.
Yeah,
that
That
ain't
didn't
working
happen.
out.
Maybe the South Bay.
well, it's now
The
being
Defenders.
it's now being
Well,
realized like
South Bay Lakers is their
Oh,
name
that's
now.
right, they
Yeah.
changed the name.
Lonzo was a good prospect, but it's now being realized that like just because he says things and that one thing happened, it's like, oh, you just said you said a whole bunch of stuff and one of them happened.
Something's got to stick.
He did. I mean, he had a good run of calling things.
Yeah,
I will give him
he
that.
started his league where he didn't pay the players.
It was the shoes. Once the shoes
He-
started, that was
yeah,
when
he
things
took
went
people's
left.
money on the shoes.
That was
and
when things went left.
Yeah.
Before
some
that,
people still stand up for him though. Like, man, you got to
Yeah.
support black businesses. Like, yeah, when they're
legitimate.
When they're a legitimate
when they're
business.
actually doing business.
this man's a con man.
When you get the stuff that you
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
pay for.
You are supposed to be supporting black con men. I'm just saying, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, there's
respect
enough of that in a lot of churches.
it. Dave is coming with the
Hey.
thunder today.
Fire.
It's true.
Thunder
Man,
Dave.
Hey.
Nice.
If he's wrong, I'll tell
Thunder
him.
Dave.
I'm
I
just-
tried to think
Thunder
about it.
Dave
I was
Marley.
like, no, that's not it. It's close. But that wasn't
They're
it.
actually Thunder Dave is a comedy spoof of Evil Knievel.
That was Super Dave.
A Super,
was Super
Dave.
Dave.
Thank you. I was like,
Yeah, I was
And
like-
rest
like,
in
that
peace,
doesn't
by the
feel
way.
right. Yeah.
Feel free to laugh. He's dead.
No.
Wow.
I talked about that, and thank you. And I couldn't remember the name of the show because I talked about that
Yeah.
when the 3 people died. When it was him, they were all
Yeah.
the same age. They all were the same age,
Who
similar
was Super
birthdays.
Dave? I'm trying to think.
Super Dave.
It's
He was
Dave's
on.
Bob Einstein.
yeah,
I
he
remember
was-
like seeing it. I
If
He
you
just
was
ever watch
can't
on
remember.
Curb
Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Marty Funkhauser,
Yeah,
the Funk Man.
yeah. But it was,
Okay.
but he
Okay,
died.
Okay.
I'm trying to think who else died, but there was 2 other celebrities that
It's
all of
hard
them
to
died the
judge to
same
remember
day.
from so much laughter in.
No, that
one
one
stretch
wasn't
time.
funny. Super Dave was my guy. That wasn't funny at
He's
all.
Albert Brooks' brother.
Yeah.
I didn't know that either.
Albert Brooks, of course, changed his last name because their name's Einstein.
Yeah, he tried to hide the Judaism.
No, his name
Albert
is
Einstein.
Albert Einstein.
Oh, there's that too.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
This
Judaism, though,
segment of unnecessary information has been sponsored by.
In what way did Albert Brooks at any point in his career hide being Jewish?
In the beginning, you can hide it.
He,
Watch Funny People. They
Hey,
talk about those things.
yeah, Albert
I
Brooks was not hiding
censor-
it at any point in time. He changed his name because his last name was Einstein. He couldn't be out
Yeah.
there at Albert Einstein.
That's just unfortunate, Mom and Dad. You guys really kind of set the bar a little too high. That was out of hand. I still had a very good career.
Oh
terrible.
man!
Oh man.
All right, let's talk about Anthony Davis trade rumors. He's
Oh,
put his
boy.
name in the hat to be traded. He'll re-sign if he's traded to the Lakers, Clippers, Bucks, or the Knicks.
How many times is he gonna get fined? Is he gonna get fined per team that he called out?
No, that's him telling the team, so the team leaks that news.
Well, just like I thought the team leaked the other news too.
The
No, that
Lakers,
came
the
straight
Lakers
from the-
have plenty of money for those fines. It's okay.
Yeah.
Now he pretty much announced the Knicks after Porzingis was already traded, so that was the only trade chip. Nobody really wants Lou Williams. As far as I mean, he's good. I like Lou Williams a lot.
He's not.
he's not a
getting-
marquee
he's
player.
not getting you back,
Uh,
Anthony Davis.
I don't think
Yeah.
Clippers have a lot of assets to trade.
They have.
He's not even
assets,
getting you
but
back, big baby.
Tobias
Davis at this
Harris,
point.
Tobias Harris is good.
Tobias Harris is probably their best player.
The Clippers just have a lot that they could throw at something. They just have. They don't have any stars. They just have a mass quantity of good players. Like here, all these guys can play.
Yeah.
which they got a lot of that from Houston when they traded Chris Paul for a lot of good players.
Yeah.
It helped.
But and then the Bucks, which really don't have much. Middleton maybe.
The problem is he clearly made that as a play with Giannis thing, but Middleton's an expiring contract.
Oh, then that actually.
Yeah,
Middle-
everything they
Middleton's up
could
for
trade
money.
would be an expired
Yeah, that
contract.
actually does work a little bit better.
That's the problem.
It doesn't work for the Pelicans.
Doesn't work for the Pelicans. And they definitely don't have the draft picks for that. You put Anthony Davis with Giannis, oh my lord.
Yeah.
That'd be ridiculous. So, be a good team right there. And especially with Milwaukee already,
They'd
being
find
number
a way
one
to
in the
mess it
East.
up. They'd find a way.
I don't know, man. Budenholzer's got
Milwaukee's
that team
good.
playing well.
Milwaukee's good, but we said the same thing with Boogie Cousins and Anthony Davis. We thought that was going to be a little bit better.
Well, we didn't
Yeah,
know
it's
Anthony
totally
Davis was
different.
going to rip his knee apart.
Yeah.
You mean Boogie?
I mean, his
And Achilles.
boogie
And
Achilles.
his Achilles. And shoulders needs them.
None of this is correct.
And we didn't know he's going to get decapitated.
We'll
So,
get to the right person and the right injury eventually. Like
he just doesn't have his head in the game anymore.
it took him a season, but at least he's back on the team now.
Oh,
He's playing well too.
he's day to day with decapitated spine.
Now, do you think? Because Josh doesn't think so. We talked about this in the group chat. Do you think? First of all, do you think he'll get traded before the trade deadline?
It's looking more possible, than it
especially
was.
with him saying like he's not going to
With
resign
sign
with the
with
Celtics.
the Celtics,
with a
yeah.
no to Boston. I didn't before because I fully believed the Pelicans were like, we're waiting for Boston.
Yeah.
We're gonna get Jason Tatum
Yeah,
and those extra picks they've got.
yeah,
Stuff like that, and a couple other rotation players.
yeah.
So it made sense. You get a future All-Star potentially, and some could be decent picks and this
Yeah.
and that, and that's exactly what you want for your rebuild. But them basically flat out saying we won't we won't re-sign with Boston at all.
Yeah.
That's a little too risky to put that much talent on the table. So it's looking like, and some of this could just be made to goose the Lakers to make those deals. And I think what you're possibly looking at is GM LeBron must not really love any of these players.
He never likes young players.
But
just
is
not
it
what he
is it
does.
that or also seeing that Anthony
Hey.
Davis is a top 5 player in the league by far with a whole bunch of potentials that could be good?
But I think if you look at it from the perspective of if he thought that they're not winning this year anyway. LeBron's
Nobody
smart enough to
is.
know that.
Yeah, nobody is.
The Golden State is winning.
Yeah.
That much is clear. If he thought that any of these guys were worthwhile, take it to the summertime. And then when you see if Boston's not getting involved, because he's not going to go there, nobody else's deal is going to be better than what they have to offer.
But at
Yeah.
the same time, do it
Out
now.
of just
Play
spite.
together now. Play together for the
Yeah.
for the end of the
Oh, man.
season. Run into the playoffs. You don't know what you might be able to do.
You're just talking about
Yeah.
if you acquire Anthony Davis.
Yeah,
Right.
that's what I'm saying. So take that chance now if you are LeBron and try see what you can do because I think LeBron believes he can win this year.
Speak
He's
on
not-
I don't think so.
Speak on who's being traded. Go ahead and just to kind of spin your narrative. Go ahead. Who are they? Who are they potentially trading?
All the
Anthony
guys they
Davis.
wouldn't trade for other people.
Yeah.
Everyone that so
All
they,
the untouchables.
so all right. So they essentially want to trade Kuzma,
Yep.
Ingram,
Ingram,
Yes.
Lonzo,
Mhm.
Rondo, Michael Beasley,
Mm-hmm.
That last one
two
doesn't
first
count.
round picks.
Yeah.
Possibly a third because you know that's out there.
could be.
And then who is New Orleans sending back? Because that's 8 people.
Well, one of them's gonna be Solomon Hill because they said cap relief, and cap relief is Solomon Hill.
And it
so
could
now
be
we're
a
back to
3-team trade if Phoenix wanted to get into it and get Lonzo and Solomon Hill. It would be something like that.
Okay.
So I think it might end up being a 3-team trade.
But so the Lakers are essentially still losing 7 people
Mm-hmm.
for one guy that is very, very good. But here.
Well, but you'll need
Two of these people
it'll
aren't
be
going to be on
more
the
guys.
team
Yeah,
past
it'll be more
Steve,
guys.
pull up-
two of these people aren't going to be on the team past this year anyways. Beasley and Rondo were 1-year contracts to be able to keep
Can I tell you
the salary floor.
Yeah.
they're
and
I
Beasley's
would
not
have pushed for
doing much.
Zubac too.
They
Zubac
might
can
be.
play.
They might
Take everybody. If they're dumb enough to give you the whole team,
If I could get
give me
Lonzo,
everyone.
Ingram, Kuzma, and Zubac, I mean, you're not going to win anything with that team, but I mean, at least you're not going to be a bad. I mean, your goal is to not be a bad team.
Yeah.
So
There,
so when
and
we
they will
when,
not be a bad
when
team.
we say these players are on the Lakers, oh that's horrible. Lakers suck. These players aren't that good. When you talk about trading them for Anthony Davis, all of a sudden the Laker haters think that all these players that we're giving are so good. Oh my
No.
gosh, I can't believe you're giving up so much
No.
for one of the greatest players in the league right
No.
now.
Speaking for the Laker haters,
Yeah, well, here I can speak for myself, just in terms of because when you say that, I know you marginally include me in that
No.
list.
Oh, I do include you, but I'm
marginally.
saying there's many people saying that.
True. What I can say to that is outside of Lonzo, because Lonzo for me, womp womp. But
he's good.
if you give up Lonzo and Rondo, you're giving up your top 2 point guards.
Which I don't understand.
Both in rotation, but then also both in just like getting the ball away from LeBron. So now you're asking LeBron, okay, LeBron, we know that you're also hurt. Go back to being everything LeBron. Well, he legitimately was hurt for a while. Now, how long he's still been hurt? Don't know. But
he
even
sat
still,
out for
we're gonna
workload
management.
Yeah, load management.
You just sat out for
bad.
a month.
That's going to be a new term in the NBA.
Seriously, but we're still gonna put.
I was gonna say.
We're still gonna. Yeah. Anything. with load,
I can't.
Anything with load. I already
know that I can't.
I already know. That's all
Dang
right.
it.
Moving on.
Do you want me to say it?
No.
Not
No.
yet.
All
Say
right.
it after.
I'll save it for later.
Put a pin in it. But because trust me, I was gonna go a couple ways with that either. But you're putting all the pressure back on LeBron's shoulders to do everything on the team, to basically initiate the offense, to facilitate all your offense. You're taking a lot of that back from Luke Walton. So now we're not running sets anymore. We're running 4 corners with LeBron.
I'm not sure if we're worried about. They're not building a team for Luke Walton.
Well, I mean,
Obviously.
if you're fire, I mean, are you going to bring in Jason Kidd mid-season? Because if you do,
I don't
Yes.
want Jason Kidd.
God bless.
They're
might.
bringing
here's-
either
but here's what I'm
Jason
thinking
Kidd
of is-
or Mark Jackson, who
I'd
I think
rather
are both
bring them
worse
in.
coaches.
Listen, if he's getting fired, I'd rather bring people in now, knowing it's a lost season to be
lost.
able to build now for next year.
Okay.
And I think that's
when Kyrie shows up.
that's what the Lakers are thinking about doing. Because if you're getting rid of basically your best 2 point guards on the team,
You have to
You
get
have
Anthony
to-
Davis when you can get Anthony
Right,
Davis.
correct.
That's how I feel.
the thing is this may be the only time to get Anthony Davis. If they wait,
And I don't know why they're throwing Rondo in there, because I think Rondo would sign another 1-year deal next year. So, but he also hasn't been playing good at all,
But he was actually hurt. One,
and he's
and
been
two,
turning the
if-
ball over a lot.
Also, if he's turning back into regular season Rondo, which is not all that good. But also,
hand.
true.
The hand is still not
But
right.
Remember, if he wants, they'll get him back in there for a cheap contract again next year.
Yeah.
yeah,
People aren't lining up for Rajon Rondo at this point.
he missed
Yeah.
his
Only-
moment, which I do
only-
feel bad for him.
Only a veteran.
I don't.
He got a ring. Only a veteran.
I never feel sorry for a
Cold.
trash talker.
Only a
Blooded.
veteran laden team player like LeBron is looking for Rajon Rondo. No one else is looking for Rondo right now.
Yeah, and who are so again?
It's
so
not
who
like
are,
he's going to mentor your young
who
guys.
are these vets
Right.
that you guys speak of that that want to go play with LeBron? Who are the vets in the league now?
Carmelo.
Yes, thank you. Continue. Go ahead, Carmelo.
Oh no, they got Tyson Chandler there.
Well, no. I mean the guy outside of the guys that are already there because they already
But he
have
was
most
one
of the
of 'em,
veterans
yeah.
in the league on their team already.
Oh yeah,
So-
it's not a lot.
But it's not. You know what I'm saying? So like when you guys start saying just like, oh yeah, trade everyone, all
But-
of your youth, all of it, because this essentially is all of your good youth. Like you've had, you went through this storm of being a bad team, having lottery picks, stockpiling lottery picks. You're going to trade them all away in one swoop, basically on the on the information that we're going to go on a run right now.
But Josh, if you bring in Anthony Davis and say you do get that other player in the offseason, say it's Kyrie Irving,
Yeah,
which I could see as a genuine possibility,
that's just a tragedy. but
then
it's
you're
possible.
but you bring in a high level player.
Yeah.
After that, are there a lot of people that want to play? No, but you're going to get ring chasers. There's always ring chasers.
I'm just trying to think of who those guys are in the league now.
Well, and here's
that
the
are,
thing
that
too.
are solid role players.
What if Kevin Durant leaves Golden State? Now they're weaker.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Okay.
So
yeah.
the talent level's spreading out across the league because
Yeah.
now the East is, the top of the East is starting to look like the top of the West now.
True, but once again, that's your other Kyrie destination because Kevin Durant's not going
anywhere.
Yeah.
He's not going
Solo dolo.
He's not going to that roster
No,
by himself.
no.
As great as he is, he ain't looking for that.
Yeah.
Go to the Wizards.
Lord no. He ain't going there.
No.
I think he's made that pretty
Hatred.
clear by the fact
Good
that he
try.
won't even give them a meeting.
Meeting. Oh,
Hometown team? Nope.
no meeting.
I ain't got nothing to talk to y'all about.
How would they sign him?
Let go of Otto. Move.
You can't just let him go.
I'd amnesty the heck out of Otto.
You can't amnesty
Get
anymore.
out. Huh?
You can't amnesty anymore.
Yeah, you can.
No, you can't. That was a rule set in.
The
just-
amnesty deals.
They did that twice.
You can stretch somebody, but you can't amnesty somebody anymore.
No,
No, good.
No, because John Wall would have already been amnesty.
that's not true.
He'd have been amnesty before that contract kicked in.
That is not true.
Are you sure?
Yes, I am.
He is the most untradeable player in the league.
He hasn't played
He
for 2
is
years.
not. You're lying so much.
He missed half of last season
Oh,
and
my
most of this
goodness.
season. How many games did he play? Like 20 games this season? Maybe?
No,
No, he
played
didn't
more
play
than
20.
that.
Did he play 20?
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah, don't say that.
No,
so
are
that
we
Finn is
sure?
good.
don't
I don't
backtrack.
feel like he played 20 this year.
When did he get hurt? He got hurt. I
A
want to say
long time ago.
It hasn't been. It was.
He got hurt at the buffet.
No, he hurt the
Well-
buffet.
There's
hate
Granted, it was the buffet at Sapphire.
How many games he played?
32.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Surprising.
Thank
It's a lot more than
you. No, I mean
So
games the NBA plays before the
Amnesty-
All-Star break.
Can I
The
tell you
amnesty-
something? Is that what you want from a supermax player, where you're like wondering how many he's making such a little impact? You're like, did he play 20?
Oh.
Amnesty is actually still a thing in the NBA.
Yes.
It just has to be in the contract.
Dope.
It's a clause in the contract.
Has to be a clause in the contract. More, so,
Yeah.
you're more likely to get a stretch provision,
Okay.
which you'd have to stretch him like Plastic Man.
His new name would be Stacey Ogden.
Yeah.
So he's played 73 games in the last 2 years, which is not even a full season in
It's
2
a rough
years.
time. It's a rough time.
Yeah.
Rough time, Quan.
I
will
His
say-
agree.
teammates don't seem to mind it that much most of the time.
Bill's playing. a
Bill
lot better.
minds it, and he talks about him all the time.
I know. That's why I actually have backed off of that. When
Dang.
Bradley Beal came out and said that, he didn't have to say it.
That's right.
Washington is 2.5 games out of 8th place.
Yeah.
That's
So
how
they
bad
might-
the East is.
They might make the playoffs without John Wall.
Well, no, we've gotten it back close to 500, which I'm just like, stop winning.
You see Sadaransky with that dunk the other day?
No, I missed it. I
I didn't know
read-
he had that in him.
No, he has like
Sadaransky's- I
reverse
like him.
360
I do like Sadaransky.
hops. He just doesn't use them. Like they were talking about it on one pregame. They're like, he just doesn't translate it to the game, but he's very explosive.
Yeah.
I'm like, how? Why wouldn't you?
I
Why
don't
wouldn't
remember
that
who the big.
translate?
I don't remember who the big man was, but he threw it down on
I
somebody,
forget who it was. It came up. I didn't watch it. It came up on my Bleacher Report, and I was.
and they were
doing something.
challenging it too.
Yeah.
He went at him.
Who was it? It's gonna bother me now. What?
I
Can
don't
you remember what game it was? Because it was.
Don't
I want to say
remember.
it was Saturday. I'm trying to remember what who we were playing.
I didn't know he had it.
Mm-hmm. He definitely spiked it on him. At least that was what Bleacher Report says.
Oh
But
no!
you know how Bleacher Report will be like, "Oh
No,
my
this
goodness,
was-
he threw down the dynamite," and I like
No.
came over and it was like,
no. This,
like I hate you, Bleacher
Josh.
Report.
This was not that.
Clickbait.
He threw it down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Was it
All
the
right.
Saturday against the Bucks?
Bucks? Okay, and it was.
It was Brooke
Lopez.
Lopez.
It was Brooke
It was
Lopez.
Brooke
That's who it
Lopez.
was.
And Brooke Lopez was jumping.
Now I got a question going back to Lakers and Anthony Davis, and
Great.
let's say Kyrie goes to New York with KD.
Yes.
What about Kemba Walker in LA? 'Cause he's
I
a
mean,
free agent also.
Kemba's certainly not.
Kemba, Anthony Davis, and LeBron.
Yeah, Kemba's certainly not Kyrie, but Kemba's a good player. I take it.
Are you winning with that?
You could.
If the Warriors were together, no.
You could.
That team.
Well,
that
we
team
just
doesn't
sent, we
beat this-
just sent Kevin Durant.
Okay,
to
if
New
Kevin
York.
Durant's gone, maybe.
Kevin Durant gone. Different conversation.
Yeah.
Now
with Kevin Durant, no.
Cleveland played well against the Warriors in the playoffs last year, in the finals.
For those 4 games.
They did. They almost won 2 of them.
Mhm.
They were in
When
it,
you-
right.
Ref
Wait,
hated.
listen.
Ref hated.
Listen. LeBron didn't have anybody on his team. So you're telling me if you don't give him Anthony Davis and somebody like Kemba Walker, they might
Yeah,
not.
He had
They
Kevin
don't
Love.
have a chance to win.
He had Kevin Love.
I don't disagree that LeBron with players gives you a chance. I'm just saying LeBron can't beat that team with Durant by himself.
It's
They
just
won-
not
I'm
possible.
throwing
They can't-
Anthony
they
Davis
can't-
and Kemba Walker in there.
Right. So I'm saying they could push that team. They wouldn't beat that team. They're not better than
Quan,
them.
They could beat that
Quan, the biggest thing though, too, that you always have to remember when you're dealing with LeBron, that third person is always marginalized. So someone on that team is not going to be the same someone that comes to that team.
They have to change.
So
Now,
who-
at LeBron's age, do you not think? And I'm not sure if he is or not. Do you
Yeah,
not think he
that-
knows
that I don't
that,
know.
like, hey, I need somebody like Anthony Davis to be the number one guy to take some of
Does-
this off me because
does-
I can't keep doing this to my body.
But here's the question. it's one of those things where he's smart, he knows it, but at
Does
the
he
same
actually
time,
do it?
on the court,
Yeah.
he can't change a
His
whole
DNA.
career's worth of who he is.
His DNA.
I just can't imagine it.
His
But
DNA
you-
is not being coached and not allowing coaching. He does not run plays. It's just
And he won't, and
that's
that will
just
never
who
change.
That's just who he is, man. Like like it or lump it, it's who he is.
But
And
here's-
I don't see that changing at the end of his
It
career.
will-
Now,
it
what I
will
will
never
say,
change.
what I will say might change as his athleticism declines. You're going to see more back downs. You're going to see more of him going mid post. You'll see more of that. But I don't think his overall DNA is going to all of a sudden I'm this new player. He's not going to have a second half of his career rebirth. I don't see that.
But
No,
yet-
he's
but-
also
but
going to have
even-
more Matador defense, which he has played some terrible D this year.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
He's played some James Harden level D.
But
Damn.
even with this, LeBron won with Kyrie and Kevin Love being the two other big players on the team. If you put LeBron with Anthony Davis and
Mid
talking
prime,
about
Anthony Davis.
talking about Kemba Walker, both of those players I'm taking over Kevin Love. I'm not taking. If I'm picking teams, I'm not picking Kevin Love over Kemba Walker. I'm not picking Kevin Love over Anthony Davis.
the
I'm
now,
sure.
time?
now at the time,
At the time?
At the
I
time.
don't
No,
know.
I'm saying at the time maybe, but even if you take as good as Kevin Love was then,
yeah,
and you're saying right now, if the Kevin Love was playing as
At that
good
level,
at that level right now, and you give me the option in the LA to have LeBron and Anthony Davis, and we can bring in another person, am I taking Kemba Walker or Kevin Love?
well, you wouldn't have taken them anyway just because you need a point guard, not another big.
Yeah.
But
Well,
But even
But
if
yet
this
and still,
doesn't work,
I
you
will
still
say-
have
Yet and
Anthony
still.
Davis. You still have one of the best players in the league for the
And-
next
And
6
well,
or 7
and
years.
your other
Okay.
question is, how are you getting Kemba?
well, in
You signing him?
yeah, because
free
well,
agent?
my,
and how
free
much
agent.
are you paying him?
My-
he's a free agent after
But I'm
this.
saying, how
Yeah.
much are you paying Kemba?
Kimba wants 150 plus.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like, are you ready to give? I love Kemba, so this is no disrespect. Are you ready to give a huge
two-time
contract like that
All-Star,
to Kemba Walker?
150
I'm not
million.
sure.
Plus on top of
If
that,
you're talking about Kyrie, that's a very different story.
because
Yeah.
Kyrie he has the panache to him. You know what I mean? Like
Kyrie's
he's
another level
Well,
up.
and he's already played with LeBron, so he already knows what he's getting into if he went there.
He's
Yeah.
another level up.
yeah. But to your point though, too, Steve, you got to remember Kevin Love when he came over to LeBron was Kevin Love averaging 25 and 14, 25 and
And-
13.
Yeah,
And
and,
I-
he
and-
had to. He much like Chris Bosh.
Different-
He had to.
yeah, I mean,
totally
that was a
change his game.
different beast.
I understand that.
But a lot of it was also Kevin. We can't blame that all on LeBron. Kevin Love sometimes was just not engaged.
right.
Like you still have to engage yourself.
You
and
would
he's
need-
admitted to having mental issues. I mean,
Because
that affects
he used to
play
get
on the court.
offensive
I mean,
rebounds in Minnesota. He wasn't getting those.
well,
because
you
those,
can't get offensive
them
rebounds
if
when
you're
you're
30
behind the
feet
three-point
from you're
line.
30 feet from the basket. He's not playing the same role
You-
because that isn't how LeBron needs the floor spaced.
You took a solid, very, very, very good high and low post player
Yeah,
and put
and-
him in the corner.
and
So do you-
relegated
so do you
him
think
to
that's where
cha-
Anthony Davis is going to be.
I don't know.
Ugh.
That is, and see, that's what I'm saying, Quan. That is exactly what I'm saying.
I would.
I
think-
don't know, and especially if you take all of your ball handlers away from the team, yes, that's where he's going to be.
Yeah, well, because and also, well,
Straight up and down.
here's your other worry on that team. You still when you bring in Anthony Davis, it's not Anthony Davis is still going to be one of your best 3-point shooters.
Yeah.
Which is not what you need.
That's
You
not
need
ideal.
Anthony Davis to have that 3-point shooting as a luxury. Much like for the Warriors, Boogie being able to hit threes
Is like,
is an
oh, that's
extra-
just not fair.
it's an extra
Right,
luxury.
right.
For them, they need shooters.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
part of your problem is they don't have very many guys that can hit a three.
And that
at all.
and that's the thing is
So if Golden State doesn't max out Klay Thompson, he's available.
Klay Thompson's not leaving.
Okay, he's
Mark it
he's
down.
available if he wants to,
Mark
and I think
it
that
down.
would be a better fit for LeBron.
And by the way,
there,
they're of course
I can give you that.
than Kyrie.
That would be an amazing
That
fit.
would be an amazing fit.
he ain't leaving. The Warriors have already said no team will outspend them. They
Damn.
are spending the money.
Listen. You know they going into Chase Center next year.
They already
They're,
figured that's
they're
an
not
extra,
messing that up.
They already figured
Look.
just that move to that where they're already printing money now. They're figuring it's 100-something million extra just by going into there
Ooh,
yearly.
I
That's before you start getting the gambling money later.
that's right.
don't think that there's any player in the league who fundamentally believes that they're going to play with other great players and their numbers are going to stay just as high.
I'm
No,
not sure that's
yeah.
true.
So
Well, Well, see, but
And
that goes back to what Kevin Durant was saying in terms of stars that don't necessarily want to go play with LeBron because I'm a star. So for me to be a star and go over here and remain the same, sure we might go to the championship, sure we might even win, but at the same time, my star is going to be marginalized in your
that's-
orbit.
And see, and that's the thing is you have to ask some of these players, what is it that you want? You want to be the big shark in this little pond, or you want to be the same size shark but in the ocean? You know what I'm saying? And
Not a shark reef, son.
Because look, James Harden is doing all these numbers.
Yeah.
He
What does it
wasn't-
mean?
He's not doing these numbers.
What does
right,
it
but
mean?
What does it mean?
Nothing.
At the end of
Well,
the day,
the
what
thing
does it
is,
mean?
he has
Exactly.
to.
He has to because
Yeah.
Chris Paul isn't there. When Chris Paul is there, he's not scoring as
I'm
much
not-
because Chris
He's
Paul's
still
doing
getting
some
those
of the
numbers,
scoring.
though.
He's still going to get a bunch of numbers. 'cause
He's
he
getting
has- he
a
still
bunch
has
of
to.
numbers, but
It's really Capella being out, and you don't have
Yeah.
any more.
What I'm
Capella.
saying is-
you don't have
hurts me
anybody
more.
else.
But
after that.
that's what I'm saying. When you actually have the players there who can contribute, you contribute in a sense less. You put up less points. And so,
Should.
now in certain systems, Jordan's job was to score.
Yeah.
Pippen had a job. Kerr had a job.
That's
Everybody had a job. This is your job. You do your job. The NBA and most teams are not necessarily in that same
But
sense.
see that, and that's the thing though too. Just right to that. If I'm a star, my job is to basically do everything. That's my job. So to go to another team where now you're gonna say we don't need you to do that anymore. We need you to just do this. That's very frustrating for a lot of guys. Even though I'm getting the money, even though I'm
I
getting
get that.
accolades.
What about Golden
it-
State?
But we trying to get this
But
ring.
see, Golden
But
State.
and that's the
you
thing
gotta-
too.
you
They
gotta-
got, they got
no,
two.
no,
They got
no.
two.
But you got to remember,
stars.
you got to remember with Golden State, they didn't come out like that. They started as a team, so everybody was
Well,
still
I'm
trying
saying
to
with
figure.
Durant.
Well, with Durant,
Durant and Curry are,
with-
are both stars.
but see, with Durant, by the time Durant came, they had already established a loving moving the ball.
Yeah,
Everyone
correct.
gets a chance. So when he came, the reason he came to them was because he liked that about them. That like the ball really finds everyone. It doesn't.
And-
It doesn't stick with me.
And look at his efficiency there too.
Yeah,
I mean, he doesn't need a bunch of touches
Yeah.
to still get. He's scoring a similar amount of points. It gives him more energy on defense. When he feels like it, he's one of the best defensive players in the league.
Yeah.
And he can get rebounds, he can get assists, and he likes playing with that kind of ball movement. I mean, your Scott Brooks coaching style was
Great to
Clear
start him.
outs.
Yeah.
clear
Yeah.
outs. That's it. And he never staggered him and Westbrook, and just your turn, my turn.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody blames that on Westbrook, but that's the style that Scott. I mean, look at Scott Brooks in Washington. Have you seen anything different than your turn, my turn?
Well, I wish he would do more daggone clear outs and let John Wall go to the basket, but they don't.
well, because he's been hurt.
Well, but your other thing is just and you need John Wall
Keep
going to
them
basket.
snide comments. So you piped out over there.
But
with your John
Durant
Wall.
is a good fit for that. Your problem is if you for some reason marginalize the talent. Anthony Davis is honestly one of the most talented players of all time.
Yeah.
Not saying yet he's one of the
Probably.
best players. He has the potential, but by
But
actual
just
talent,
size and,
there is literally nothing on the court he can't do. He is one of the absolute best defensive players in the league.
yeah.
And
a
I think
complete
that's why you
rim
have to get
protector.
him no matter what you have to give up. Steve, are Lakers giving up too much for Anthony Davis if they can
Remember,
make that
Steve,
trade?
all they
You
have
give-
left is 5 players. I
I-
counted them out for
I
you when
totally-
I went over there.
I totally get that, but they don't need much for the rest of this season because they still have the offseason. Granted, they won't have first round picks. They'll have picks, and there's always players who could step up and be better. You're essentially
And
getting
if this trade happens, Carmelo is coming to the Lakers.
Oh,
I
no
know,
question.
I know
you,
that's
you're
happening.
getting
Do
you
you think they can
have
get him?
I've called all of these things.
Do you think they can get him
Look,
though?
you have
Is he available?
LeBron.
New York
you,
might max him out.
you have LeBron James with which a healthy LeBron, old aging whatever, is going to get you pretty close or right to the playoffs.
And his game has not declined except defensively.
Bringing in.
We don't know if it's declined
he's still,
defensively. He hasn't tried yet.
he's still shown that
It's
he can
declined. He just can't do
he can
it
put up
as
points
much.
and he can score and do what he wants to do when he wants to do it. Bringing in a player like Anthony Davis, who brought a team of we can name the players on the Pelicans, but besides Drew, who else is really like on the Pelicans? So bringing in
Julius Randle.
So
Steve,
look at-
can you name the
this
players
is-
on the Pelicans?
no, but that's my point. It's like
He
most
said
people,
we can.
whatever. You
The
you're missing
royal
the
we.
point.
I
this
think,
is-
I
this
think
is
he was
my-
including himself in the we.
Drew
But
Holiday.
this is my point. Like Anthony Davis is good enough to get you to playoffs, and he doesn't need a bunch of all-stars to do it.
Yeah.
Him with LeBron James, you give up whatever you have. I mentioned this last week. Anthony Davis is young. He's not 30. He's
But at
25.
the same time, they're not even close to
So-
the playoffs this year. And
Well, you
They
look
don't-
30.
They don't. He do look 30, but he don't. The point is, he's a top 5 player, and he's going to be that way for probably to like the last 2 years of his career.
Yeah.
You know, whenever that is, which probably he's got a good
No,
8 or 9
he's
or
only
10
25.
years.
You got
Yeah.
6 years,
6,
a
7
solid
years
6 or
still.
7.
So
yeah.
he's still got a lot of time. In that time, Lakers will bring in more players. Is this the year that they make a run at it? Probably not. But do you I don't think you can take the chance and let Anthony Davis get away.
No, you
That's what I say. You do what you have to do to get Anthony Davis, whatever it takes.
because that's a guaranteed
And-
star, and
exactly.
you got hopefuls that could maybe be stars.
This is one of the situations of you don't take the chance. The ultimate take the chance situation was when with Carmelo wanting to go to the Knicks. Carmelo was going to the Knicks.
Yeah.
There was no need to trade players. You had some decent young players there that he could have been added to. That one didn't have to happen.
And
But-
Lakers have tried it twice and failed with Paul George, and then
Yeah, you have no guarantee
Kawhi
that
Leonard.
Kawhi even wants to go to the Lakers.
Right.
He could want
He could very
the
well
Clippers,
go to the Clippers.
especially with Jerry West there, are building a nice little thing. You plug into a playoff caliber team that has a bunch of pieces already.
or
And,
you stay in Toronto, which is very
that
likely.
too.
And again too, the Clipper element in the whole equation here is that you go to a place where there is no one. There's no history. The only history they had, they traded. They traded Blake. Blake was going to be the only person, and probably still will be the only person
Yeah.
that's gotten his jersey retired by the Clippers.
No, they're going to retire DeAndre Jordan's jersey. I guarantee it.
Well, just because
They'll
of
retire
today's
Elton Brand.
in today's society, but in retrospect, the only reason that Blake Griffin's the only person that actually really brought a lot of love and attention to the
Yeah.
Clippers.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, so you go there and you're 25, 26, and you're thinking, hey, I'm going to have a 5-6 year run here. I actually can do that. Whereas you go to the Lakers, I'm here with LeBron.
right.
Be that as it may, am I going to get my jersey retired? Probably not.
What?
If I'm Kawhi Leonard,
Oh, Kawhi Leonard.
probably not. You know what I mean? Probably not. No, and I mean LeBron. Shoot, if LeBron doesn't do anything in 4 years, does he get his jersey retired? Probably not.
Well, and here, LeBron will get his jersey retired.
that's
guaranteed.
just sad.
But the other
Well,
thing,
Miami's retiring Bosh's jersey, and I argued that he was mediocre in Miami for a jersey retirement.
that's insanity. What you just said that he was mediocre in Miami.
For a jersey
he
retirement.
changed his complete
For a
game
jersey
for them.
I- well, no,
which
no,
made
no,
him a
I under-
mediocre player.
I see where both of you are
Incorrect.
coming from.
About 16 points and 8 rebounds. Is that? I'm
That's-
saying
with
for
200
jersey
stars,
retirements.
Top flight defense.
That's fine, but I'm saying for a
made
jersey
himself a center,
retirement. I'm not
which he
saying he
never
sucked
was.
as a player. I'm saying for a jersey to be retired.
No, like as far as jersey retirement, if we're
And
just
don't
retiring,
forget the fact that he got robbed of his career of the years that he would have been
He
putting up
did.
numbers.
Exactly.
And-
He took a lot of money from them and quit playing.
He didn't quit
no,
playing.
he had blood clots. He had blood clots. They shut him
And he
down because
quit.
he wanted to play. They were like,
Hey.
we will not take the
He was
insurance
ready. He was
liability.
ready to down the court, and they
No
wouldn't
hang
let him.
gatherers.
And they
Hang
wouldn't let
gatherers,
him.
no.
He said, "They said no, sir. You will not be dying on our floor."
Man,
I'm not gonna say what I was
Look,
gonna say.
you
Chris
picked
Bosh was a fantastic player, and he was a
for the
fantastic.
best.
Miami doesn't win any of those titles without Chris Bosh doing what he had to do. He took the bullet for LeBron and Wade,
For sure.
And that's what I'm saying.
especially
like,
Wade.
if you're a player and you
He
talk
was a
about
better
you
player
want to
than Dwayne Wade
win
at that
and yada
point.
yada yada, and you got kids
At
looking
that
at
point,
you like
most
that's
players,
what you do.
Most
That's what
players
you
don't
should
really
do.
want to win, though, Steve.
Of course, they just want
You know what I'm
money.
saying?
But that's
They-
what I'm saying.
so,
Like,
like,
Dave,
they-
do you think they're giving
so-
up too much for Anthony Davis?
Absolutely not. Anthony Davis is one of by far the best players in the league. The history of the league tells you that in the or even before his prime superstar, which he is, you go get that player
Which
because you're
he's not
you're
in
into
his prime yet. I don't think.
exactly. You're in that your side of
He's
that.
right there, but
I'm just saying your side of that trade always wins. The team that trades you historically loses.
This is his 6th year in the league. He's in his prime.
well, age-wise,
No, but I mean,
25.
but see,
He's
what-
right there. Yeah,
you
yeah,
got
yeah.
to remember too, man. Like even though a lot of these players are coming in the league at 19, like he did, that only it elongates their career, but then their prime really kind of begins and ends at different spaces.
It
than
does,
used
but
to.
you also sometimes get like two primes. Like you get primes as two different
Sure,
types of players.
if, yes, if you're afforded that opportunity,
Yeah,
like if the
yeah.
league doesn't
Which
say
he will.
okay, bye, Yeah, and he's a top 5 player. They're gonna give him every opportunity to reinvent himself.
There may be a day when he's a little less athletic, and then
Yeah.
he will go be just a more skill-based player,
Yeah.
and that could be
He'll
like
be
a whole
Pau
second
Gasol.
prime,
He'll be Pau Gasol.
but better.
Great. No,
I
no,
was
but
just
I'm
saying,
saying
yeah.
like
Defense.
yeah, like
But
that's still
better.
great. Like Pau Gasol is a marginal Hall of Famer himself. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do I think? Because I know you're probably gonna skip me.
No,
Do
go
I-
ahead.
No, I think they're giving up too much.
All right.
All right.
Who is the player that makes it too much?
Definitely Rondo. For right now.
Mhm.
Even though Rondo's on a rental, like you said earlier, you can keep Rondo, bring him back as much as you want to.
Rondo can get bought out.
Yeah.
And they might. I mean, that has to be like to match money type of.
Rondo ain't getting that kind of money.
Yeah, no, Rondo's
Rondo got, like,
Rondo's not a money component.
Well,
I'm
why-
not-
like $5 million.
But that's why I don't understand. Why is he even?
I don't know why Rondo would be
there.
in the deal.
I think it's just another
'Cause I've
piece.
seen him in
It's
two
just
different
saying,
deals.
like,
Didn't Rondo just play in New Orleans?
Yes.
Yeah.
He was just there last season.
That's what I thought.
yeah.
Yeah,
Come on back,
I
Ray Jean.
don't, I don't think Rondo's in the deal.
Welcome.
He's been in two different. Well, here's the thing. Woj putting stuff out there, and ESPN's putting stuff out there that's already been out, and they're trying to say, oh, they just did another deal. Like they announced their first deal offer like on Thursday.
Yeah.
But there was already like on Tuesday and Wednesday, there had already been announced that they gave like 5 different scenarios.
But
don't trust everything ESPN does.
I get
because they're
that.
doing a lot of entertainment
But
factor.
I would also trust ESPN more than a lot of the other sources that are just throwing every different iteration of
Sham was one of them.
every different. He's fine too.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is there's all these other sites throwing every different iteration of the Lakers roster that's not LeBron.
Well, I'm
It's all been in the
talking
deal.
about legit like blue check mark people on Twitter. I'm not talking about like Sports Nation media extravaganza.
You're not talking about Bullets Forever?
I'm not talking about bulletsforever.com.
Bullets Forever is a great
Yeah,
blog.
we heard that.
Just like
So
Hogs,
here's-
just
I heard
like
that from
Hogs,
one person.
Hogs Haven.
Yeah, heard that 3 times.
So
That's right.
here's the most recent like trade from the Lakers to the Pelicans, and it's basically Solomon Hill for Lonzo Ball, Kyle Kuzma, Ingram, Rondo, Lance Stevenson, Beasley, and 2 first-round picks.
Now it's Lance.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
That's
saw one
today.
with Lance in there, and
that's today.
yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like they're just like every time the Pelicans say no, they're just like, all right, here's another player. I really believe that the Lakers would probably give
I
they would
think
give
they've
12
given
people
them
off the team
different
except LeBron.
scenarios.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
and I don't think
Yeah.
I don't think the Pelicans are. That's why I think a lot of those deals are crap. I don't think the Pelicans are looking for more players. I think the Pelicans are looking for more picks.
Yeah.
I think they need to
And I think they
subtract
will.
the
I think
players
there's gonna be 3
and add the
picks.
picks.
I
And
really think it's going to be
yeah.
3 picks.
And if they're
Unless
smart,
it's a 3-way trade, which then you are saying, okay, these could work, and maybe a pick comes from
from over
someone
here,
else
and-
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Then it's different. But
If the picks are in discussion, I think that they should not get a pick until LeBron's the 4th year of his deal.
What do you want? What would you
Oh yeah,
want?
that's what I'd be holding. Out
I
for.
would not take a
Yeah.
pick this year, next year. No, I don't want to
I
pick.
think one of them would have to be this year or next year, just because you have to trade every other year. You can't trade, like Dave was
Oh.
saying earlier, you can't trade first-round picks back to back. So they would have to take one of those. Would have to be during LeBron's Laker career.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I would say one there,
That's good.
but then I would want
Yeah, right.
I
after
would
he
want the
re-
young guys, none of the old guys, unless it was to make salary deals work.
Yeah.
You have to take Solomon Hill, and
And all his bad
and-
money.
And not only is the LeBron pick unprotected, but the LeBron era pick unprotected, but the pick after him, I want him protected. Unprotected, no question about it.
Yeah.
And I would probably also say we get the rights to a pick swap.
which Lakers should take that chance, because if they have Anthony Davis and someone else, and LeBron retires, they still might be
They still would be a good
a
team.
legit
They would still
top
be a
5
good
team
team.
in the West.
To come play with Anthony Davis in LA will be an enticement. To play with Anthony Davis in New Orleans, not so much.
See, I don't understand why.
Because
New Orleans
Orleans-
doesn't have a fan base. They're not even.
LA didn't matter as an enticement. You couldn't just get guys for it just being LA anymore.
Yeah,
That's what
exactly.
you used to be able to do. You
Yeah.
can't do that anymore.
Right.
What the enticement is now is LA,
and
plus great
star,
players.
Yeah.
So
But Kobe. But remember, at the end of Kobe, he couldn't get anybody.
That was
to
the
LA.
end
that-
when Kobe
well,
had
Yeah.
3
Also-
surgeries.
But even
Also-
Kobe
That was 3
prior.
surgeries and a horrible
no
contract.
disrespect to Kobe Bean Bryant.
Oh, he's Kobe.
He
was Kobe.
guys weren't lining up to come play with Kobe.
Yeah, Kobe was
I-
he was gonna ground you.
You know that's true.
No, definitely. But he had 3 surgeries. He was done at
Well,
that time.
but I'm saying even before that. But like during
Guys
the
weren't lining up
championship,
to play with Kobe.
before during the championship eras.
You to be a high level player to play with Kobe, you had to have the Pau Gasol type mindset.
Yeah.
There's not very many guys like that. To
Okay.
also to be your most important teammate, but also to get ridiculed constantly and still have to just take it and still love the guy at the end of the day.
That's what you get with LeBron too.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? So it's
These are the deals that you make.
yeah.
But like Anthony Davis there would certainly soften the blow for anybody because that's when you're looking like, yeah, I definitely want to go there now. My load to have a shot at the finals is much
is
easier.
minimal at best.
Well, yep.
We
All
gonna
right.
we gonna talk about any baseball, or are we gonna shut it down?
Why
right
do we
now?
need to talk
What?
about baseball right now? None of the big name players have even signed.
That's what I want to talk about.
But what's the point? It's not going anywhere.
All right, let's talk about that. Who's signing where and
Yeah, do you
when?
have any idea?
Because if the season, if
Bryce Harper going to Philly?
That was legitimately that was gonna I was gonna be like, you know what? That's yeah. As far as Bryce Harper, that one is still an enigma.
I almost feel like he's going back to the Nationals.
I'll talk through those crickets. You don't gotta worry about me, baby. I got cricket blood in my DNA.
I'm not even doing that.
I can tell you what
dropped
they're
a
saying.
Steve Huff level baby on him.
I can
Don't
tell
worry about me, baby.
yeah. I can tell you what they're saying right now if you really want to know.
Where's Machado going?
Man, Machado, I think he probably goes to not the Yankees.
Chicago?
No.
White Sox?
Maybe the White Sox.
But see, this is
maybe
my
the White Sox.
this is my point of why I didn't know that talking about this was that great. These are 2 super talented players.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yep.
Nobody cares, and a bunch of teams don't want them.
And real quick, I do have some baseball news. The corner said Dodgers fan was killed by a foul ball. Josh,
The what?
there was a Dodgers fan that was killed by a foul ball. What do you think about this?
Like today?
Probably during a Dodger game.
That's tragic.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
How are you not? I thought the laughs were coming.
No.
And she back here laughing is making me laugh.
That's listen. No,
Hey,
like
protect
that's-
yourself at all times.
That's sad. I mean, like, shoot, that's like the person that was trying to catch that home run, or I can't remember if it was a home run or a foul ball, and they reached over the railing and fell like
well,
on their
they're just
neck.
stupid. I don't feel bad for them.
No, like that's sad. Like that's not funny.
Wait.
It's a
That's not
baseball.
funny.
It's a baseball.
There's levels of funny. There's levels.
Now, what if that person
You're
stuttered?
trying to get me, huh?
What if that person stuttered?
What if the stuttering caused them to fall?
What if instead of dying, what if that foul ball knocked a stutter into their speech?
Yeah,
That's funny.
and now they stutter because they got hit by a ball.
I got hit.
What if they're-
Jesus, you're a horrible person.
God.
I mean, I'm not a good person. Don't get me wrong, but you are terrible.
Hey man, look. Like I said, I'm an enigma. Okay, I have very very soft, tender spots, and then I have spots that's like that's funny.
Look,
I'm the person that laughs if somebody falls. Like if you trip and fall in front of me, I will take off running and like inconsolable. What?
That's bad.
What was
what
that?
was that?
I don't even know what you're doing there.
Nothing. Go ahead, proceed.
I don't know. Baseball this off season where you waiting for big names to move
Yeah.
and they're still not moving, and
It-
pitchers and catchers are almost reporting.
Yeah, no, it's I mean it's sad simply too, but I think the main thing, the reason that I didn't want Bryce Harper on the Cubs was because for the amount of money that you have to give up, we're fine. And he's also not like I feel like he's not a great locker room guy. Like
But-
we have a very very
But
good
could he
locker
be
room.
better playing with one of his best friends?
Sure, but to 300 million? Because if I give you 300 million, then I gotta be Oprah, and I gotta give Chris Bryant 300 million.
By
I gotta
the-
give
by-
Anthony Rizzo 200 million.
by
Like,
the
it's-
way-
it's not worth it.
The Cubs can afford it.
Oh yeah, no, we can.
They can afford it.
we can afford it.
I was
But
just
Where
gonna
do you,
say,
where do you think Bryce is gonna go? Because it is. I thought we.
It's
I
looking
really-
like everybody but the Phillies have dropped out, and if the Phillies don't pay him, he's gonna
He's gonna go
make
back to the
a
Nationals.
head hung trip back to the Nationals
I-
for less
I-
money than expected.
I think he might mess around and go back to the Nationals for less money than they were talking about giving him in the beginning.
Wow.
Because they were talking about giving him like almost 400 million at one point.
Him and Machado had
I would have been like,
had-
where do I sign?
him and Machado had bad seasons at the same time. Machado's
Yeah.
was more the postseason, of course, but Bryce Harper picked the worst time to have a bad season.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, you can't like my thing is this. You listen. If you're gonna get $300 million and be the top paid player in the league, like A-Rod, was he great as a Yankee? Debatable. Did he still go and get 50, 60 home runs? Yes, he did.
A-Rod was still one of the best players in baseball.
You could say a lot, like even as his defense declined because he was getting older, he still was a very good player. Like Bryce Harper he's very good, but
it's no Mike Trout.
Yeah, thank you.
It's a lot of
that
money.
one I will pay.
Anyone would pay, but he ain't leaving.
I don't know. They're talking about he might go to
Philly?
to
It's close
Philly.
to home.
Yeah, he might go to Philly.
Now that's where you break the bank.
Yeah,
I don't care what he asked for. The answer is yes. 500 mil, yes.
We'll
Wow.
figure it out, Mike.
500 mil, yes.
We will figure it out.
Not
Mike.
a question.
Can we have some opt-ins?
So you think
opt-outs?
Bryce is going back to Washington?
I think it's a. I didn't think it used to be a possibility.
The closer you get to training camp to
Spring
to
training?
spring training, the more it looks like that's definitely.
I think the
When does spring
shocking thing
training
was
start?
that the Yankees just didn't even participate for either player. I think everybody was waiting for that big Yankee offer that never came, and then they're waiting for the big Cub offer that never came.
Well, but think about
and
it.
then the White Sox flirted with them, and they were like, we're not that interested.
Well, the White Sox don't have that kind of money. But you think about the Yankees, though, they have people in all those positions. They have Gregarious at second base. They have, and then they have, I forget who there's the second baseman was the former Cub that we traded for Araldis, and then Araldis went back.
Gregarious is shortstop.
He's shortstop, and then in right field is Judge. Like, where are you moving?
Well, you have
people?
Judge and Stanton.
Yeah, like,
well, you put him out there.
Okay,
Bryce Harper, I think you find room.
True, but $300 million, I shouldn't have to find room. This should be plug and play.
Correct.
So thank you.
And I think that's the tough part.
Thank you for my baseball getting that out. I would have been sad.
And Machado, I think part of it for him is the teams that spend the most money are usually the Yankees and Red Sox.
Yeah,
and they both hate him.
Yeah, that's true.
Wow.
Their players are like, we are not interested
in anything this
in
child
having
has
this guy on the team.
Yeah, and he can't go home. He can't go to Miami because Miami doesn't.
They got
spend
nothing
money.
there.
They don't spend money.
That's rough.
All right, so yeah, that's it. We're gonna close out the show. My bad.
I got players doing
I was
cocaine
looking
on
at
boats.
This Thursday we have a show, but it's early. I'm not sure who all can make it, but 11 a.m.
Oh,
11?
NBA trade deadline.
I feel like
I'm going to LA. I thought I was gonna fly back and I thought
Might be able to get a call in. That's about all I can do.
We do it at normal time, same bat channel.
What time? Went Thursday?
Supposed to be 11. We'll
11?
see. We'll be on Thursday.
Okay, that's more like
Last year worked
I
out
should
well,
be here.
but I guess it's not going to work out this year.
I'll be.
Is it the trade deadline's this
It's
Thursday?
at midnight, noon. I mean,
Are you
on
setting up that
Thursday.
Laker the ball bounce show?
What's up?
Are you setting up that Laker the ball bounce show? Is that what you're doing?
What do you mean?
I thought you were like mixing everybody together.
Oh yeah, Let the Ball Bounce is supposed to be here too.
I thought that name was getting officially changed.
Laker the Ball Bounce.
Laker
It's
the
gonna
ball
be Laker the ball bounce.
No,
It's just what
Let
it
the
feels
ball
like.
What? Oh.
Is it mostly Laker fans on
Oh
there?
my lord!
in the group, not on their show.
Oh, okay.
Just Laker fans or people talking about the Lakers or
I literally don't like. All I see is Dave Noble's posted, and I'm like, Quan. I don't even like. I get in there if I am comment like when Desiree used to like put my name in there. I'm like, all right, I'll get
she
in
got
there.
real quiet.
Oh yeah. Oh no
Yeah.
no. She
Put up a cake or
She went
something.
away.
She been MIA for a couple weeks.
she posted
Wait,
something.
we haven't talked to her about that yet.
Oh yeah.
I don't think this is the time.
No. Not with 6 minutes left.
Yeah.
No. Get me out of here.
This ain't the time.
That'll
Yeah.
turn into another 20 minutes. I'm good. Shut it down. Cue the music.
Cue the Maroon 5.
And to end the show, how'd you guys feel about the halftime show?
I didn't
Well,
even watch it.
It was
we
garbage.
could have our other guest. I know our other guest in the room was a big fan of.
She knew every song.
Oh,
Yeah.
Miss Dina.
And when Adam Levine took his shirt off,
It was,
Nothing?
it was called Steve Who.
Yeah, right.
whoa, Hollywood who?
Dang.
Hashtag Hollywood who?
How about y'all let them go home in peace? Don't start strifing another
worry,
man's
bro.
The same
marriage.
stuff I said yesterday.
Hey,
Oh, okay,
I know-
fair enough.
I know who I am. I know where I stand in life.
Now, if
Hey.
it wasn't okay for Janet to show her nipples, how come it was okay for Adam Levine
Come
to show
on,
his?
female nipples and well,
It's
no,
2019,
free,
right?
Free the nipple. Hashtag free the nipple.
2019.
Look,
I'll say this.
I didn't have a
Say
problem
it.
with either nipple.
I wasn't even watching, by the way.
I'll say this.
I watched something else.
Josh is gonna say this.
If a dude walks in the room, takes off his shirt, nobody says anything. A woman walks in the room, takes off her shirt, there's gonna be some furniture moving. It just is what it is.
You realize you
is.
just stuttered there for a second.
What did I?
Yeah.
Ah, you did.
Does nothing to me.
So
I was a clumsy
we'll be back
child.
Thursday at some time.
I had to learn
Josh
to
has-
get laughed at. It's all right.
No soul.
Wow.
Give me my music.
The stutter one?
Hit it with some quirky party. Let's go on some quirky party. I need that in my life.
Oh God.
Quirky party.
Yeah.
All right, we'll be back Thursday. I'm not sure what time, so we'll
We'll let you know.
we'll let you know.
That's trade deadline, huh?
Yeah, Steve.
The music's not playing, guys. So
We
will see you.
Not playing for you.
We will see you.
Oh.
I said that because in all the times he kept saying we're going to have a show at a different time on Thursday, he never said trade deadline.
I did. In
I
fact,
did.
say trade
Ah,
deadline
yeah,
3
you
times.
called it.
We're out.
Maybe I was laughing at you.